Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. I hope you're all doing well. Yes, yet again, I just finished working out. Thought, you know what, I'm gonna do my hair just this way, and we're just gonna roll with the webcam yet again because I just don't want to deal with that right speed error, and I think you guys deserve better. So even though I'm not to, the best of my, I don't know, glamour or looks, this is what we're getting today. So I hope you're all doing well this fine Friday. I absolutely can timestamp that for Cheyenne, but some big congratulations are in order for both Cheyenne and Vicky. Cheyenne has passed her driving test. Yay! That is, I knew it. When I was doing that last reading, I just but I didn't want to say like 100% you're passing because, there's margin for error. So, but I knew, and I'm so excited for you. And then Vicky, that's amazing about the grant for your work, that your contract can be extended through the rest of the year and you don't have to worry about that next what if. So that is amazing, and you'll have something fun to focus on. So super fun, super fun. Yeah, at least my hair looks shiny. I did do a deep condition on, was it Tuesday going into Wednesday? I left it on for like over 24 hours. And then I rinsed it out and I just left with no product. I just did my regular whatever, but instead of leaving it in, I rinsed it out and I didn't do the gel at all. So yeah, we're getting some shine back into my dry hair. It feels so much silkier, so much smoother, but I'm gonna actually wash it again. And I never wash it 3 times in 1 week. If anything, I wash it about every 7 days or about, I don't know, every sometimes 8 days if we're being real honest. But my hair never gets oily. It's just as dry can be all the time. So even at that 8-day mark, the product in the hair is a little, I don't know, chalky or grainy maybe, but as far as like oil in my hair, I wish I could get some oil production going. Not too much, but a little. That'd be cool. I have to fake it with coconut oil or argan oil, Moroccan oil, all those fun things, which I don't use a lot of. I more do those in the summer for some weird reason. When it's the winter, when my hair gets really dry, but it's the summer when I really feel like doing things to my hair. Probably because I don't feel that it's so dry that I'm more excited about letting it all hang out. Oh, rose hydrosol on your roots and leave-in conditioner. Oh, that is amazing. I've never heard of doing the rose hydrosol on the roots. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna like wash it. What I did this actually Wednesday before my deep condition. I'll do like a baking soda, apple cider vinegar, and water mixture with warm water, and I just shake that all up. I mean, of course, chemistry experiments are a real thing. So when you're adding your apple cider vinegar to your baking soda, it's going to bubble up. So do it very slowly, add a little, let it bubble, let it go back down, add a little more till you get your consistency, and then add your water. And then I put it in one of those like old ketchup, like condiment squeezy bottles with the little lid that's kind of on the loop. And then you just put the lid on it and you just hold the lid thing down and shake. And then you can just apply it directly to your roots. But it's also good to wash your face and kind of act as, not too abrasive, kind of cleanser for your skin. So I've been like on this, I don't know, kind of hair and skin journey the last, I don't know, couple days that I'm feeling good about. Just keeping everything good. But yeah, I did change, those of you that are joining us, I did change the, I guess, title of the video or topic of the video to Psychic Attack is Running Amok. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing this as well, but it's been mostly at night, in the evenings. As you guys know, those of you that have been with me for a moment, I set those intentions every night before I go to bed to connect to my inner self, and that directly connects me to the original source creator. And, I set all those intentions and protect myself. But I'm thinking that hasn't been working the last 3 nights specifically. I'm thinking I need to, well, the night before our last live stream, I think what happened was I was scrolling social media and watching all these Kardashian parody videos by this one lady, which they were super funny and it was fun, whatever. But I know that is not good for me, especially right before bed. So I had kind of weird dreams, and then I had to kind of recenter myself, because I forgot to set my intention. And since that night, every night, even if I set my intention, I'm ending up in that dumpster fire of the astral realm. So I'm going to have to step up my game. I don't know if you guys have also been experiencing, these just kind of, yeah, just not great experiences in your dream state. And not just the dream state, but also when um just being interrupted with sleep. Like I woke up over 8 times last night. I just like lost count. I mean, I know I counted at least 8, but that weird kind of haze you're in when you wake up. And I couldn't get comfortable. And then my dog, my husband was with him, and he was not feeling well. So he had some diarrhea on the carpet. I know TMI, but so he had his thing going on. And then so he was up all night with the dog, on and off, getting a little bit of sleep. And then both my boys, who always sleep through the night, they might get up, once every few days. It's not every day, but once every few days, they might get up and use the bathroom. But they were both up multiple times last night as well. And I didn't hear them because I'm kind of far removed, but because my husband was taking care of the dog just in the living room, their bedroom's like right off the hallway of the living room. So he heard all that, and just like we were all having our own sleep issues. My dog had the gastric upset issue going on. Oh, you're making natural hair with rose right now. I love natural hair oil, I should say. Natural hair. Yeah, we're all trying to make that natural hair, but it doesn't grow. Mine grows pretty fast, but not everybody's does. Some people wish it would grow quicker. I'm kind of happy with the rate my hair grows, just because I don't cut it that often, and it gets very out of control very quick. Oh, you're experiencing that for sure. The last 3 nights I have difficulty sleeping. Dreams are a thing, even though I'm setting intentions. Yeah. And like I had mentioned on our Patreon live stream, I guess spoiler alert for those that weren't there, how I talked about how I have these bad dreams about bad things happening either to my dogs or my pets, or other dogs or other animals. I had a dream, not last night, but the night before, about if you do the at and then type their full name out, if you're on a device, I can't remember if it pops up, Brianna, but if you're on the computer, I think it definitely pops up. But if you're on a device like a phone or a tablet, you'll have to type out the whole name, or at least a portion of the name, and it should highlight that for them. That's how you tag someone. At least that's how I've been doing it, and it works on my end. But yeah, I had a dream that Judy, my dog that passed away in November of 2021, was alive, but she had major injuries like blood and things hanging. It was bad. And we had to take her in, like call the vet, take her in. And then I look over and my dog Walter, who's still alive, he's the one that was having the issues last night, was like had the whole top part of his head like scrapped off, and it was just all blood. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. And that is one of the quickest ways these entities know how to F with me, is give me bad dreams or, worries about my kids or my dogs or, my close-knit family and friends. That's how they get to me. That's probably maybe also how they get to you guys, because especially if you're an empath, they know right where to go, right how to get to you. I didn't watch anything violent. And, that's a thing. If you watch something violent before bed, that could be your subconscious mind in your dream state working things out. But when there's no warrant for this arrest, right? There's no warranting you having a dream about something. Like the night I had weird dreams about the Kardashians, that's totally my fault, because I was scrolling that right before bed. So that was on me. Yeah, 3 nights ago. Yeah, it's been these last 3 nights, night after night after night. And I had a feeling if it was happening to me, it was probably happening to a lot of you, because we are really interconnected, and it's an attack on the whole of human collective consciousness right now. And this might lose me some followers to say, but not every person walking around out there is a actual spirit. They might have a soul, which again is like a matrix construct. Some are walking around without a soul, but those that have that essence, that true spark of the original source creator, they are very far and few between. I can't give you an accurate number because it's always fluctuating. Because one thing I've tuned in energetically with is the fact that if a vessel is open up enough to have a soul, a spirit can come in, like a true essence spirit can come in and utilize, the body and make something happen with a spark of the divine. But it's usually not backwards compatible. Usually if you have that spark of soul in you, they really can't push you out unless you're just like, yeah, this is too much, I'm going. And then they call that like a walk-in experience. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot to sit and digest. Uh, yeah, it's because we are waking up in a rude way to the real reality. And it's almost like the more I talk about it or try to get the word out, the more attacks come my way. But guess what? Can't stop, won't stop, not going to happen. I can deal with it. Really, I know this is actually helping me because it's letting me know I'm on the right track. And what I'm saying, there is a lot of truth here and it can help a lot of people. And yes, that keep coming. I mean, I don't want to like provoke anything. I'm not purposely provoking anything, but my, that spirit part of me that is connected directly to the original source creator cannot be messed with. And when I call on that aspect of myself to come into embodiment even more, it's like those attacks. Yeah, it sucks to wake up from not a great dream, from a not so great dream like that, and then be experiencing just kind of grouchy behavior because I didn't get great sleep. But I just, like this morning when I first woke up, my kids were already awake. And wake up about 6:10 for school days, and they were already up. They were playing basketball with their bears, so they were really making the most of it. They weren't grouchy or anything, but they were already awake, which they wake up really early anyway. But normally on school days, I wake them up, and then weekends they wake me up. That's how it works. Yeah, I've had plenty of bad dreams where I think I'm awake and I'm not. Yeah, that happens to me. Yeah, absolutely. But what I do and what I did last night was I can't remember what dreams I had last night. I remembered this morning and now just trying to recall it. I can't think of it. It wasn't as bad as a couple nights back, but it was more just the complete what's the word? Just interruption of sleep, just constantly. Like I was up for the first time at like 10:57 and I was probably asleep around 10. So it started less than an hour into me falling asleep and at least every hour until 6, but multiple times between 1 and 3 I was up and up and up. And I don't check my phone like to see what time it is every single time I wake up, but a handful of the times I woke up I saw there were no like angel number times on my clock when I checked. I remember specifically it was 10:57 the first time, it was 11 something the second time, 12 something twice, and then all the way through 3 a.m. And then after 3 a.m. I looked one more time, it was 5 something. But I just kept getting up and up and up and up. And I'll get up to use the bathroom or whatever in the night because I drink so much water at night. I'm just so thirsty. Like after 6 p.m., I'm like guzzle, guzzle. And then, of course, I'm up all night peeing. But this wasn't that. This was just waking up because I just woke up. I had no uncomfortability. I didn't have to use the bathroom. So it's like, why? There's no reason. There's no reason. So really, this is us stepping up our intentions and our protections at this time. And this, you will find that these psychic attacks will kind of ebb and flow. They can't keep up this steady bombardment for like weeks and weeks and months on end. It might feel like that because a lot of times when things don't go our way for, a couple days to a week to a couple of weeks, we almost just take that on as our like new normal. And then we start getting into victim mode, which guilty. Yes, I do that. I think we've all done that at one point or another. But then we start to blame ourselves. Like, what am I doing wrong? Gosh, why can't I just sleep through the night? And then, berating ourselves for, or maybe daily habits. Maybe we had too much caffeine or whatever, which I could be a factor. It wasn't for me last night, but yeah, it could, just maybe examining your daily kind of routines and things to see if anything you're doing is contributing to what you feel is psychic attack. And if you start to get a real good handle on anything that could be attacking you and it's still happening, that's pretty good indication that it's straight up psychic attack. But the more you take power or control over the things you can control. There's a difference. Trying to control everything in your life is going to only lead to heartache and pain because we can't. We just can't. But if you can take control of your hygiene, of, doing your deep conditioning on your hair, taking care of your skin, or whatever resonates for you at this time, your self-care might be different than mine. It's going to be what you feel. Also, another big self-care thing I'm doing is just making sure I'm getting at least 10,000 steps a day. I'm usually closer to 14,000. Anywhere between 12 and 14 is kind of my sweet spot. But just setting that low ball number for me, low ball for me, it might be a high ball number for you, 10,000. But because I've conditioned myself since September to get to that 10,000 step mark, where Before I was probably getting 3 or 4,000 because I wasn't making it like a thing. When I made it a thing, it just becomes habit, and I'll just catch myself like walking in circles in my kitchen because that's kind of I have a treadmill like right outside here in the hallway, but to me it's almost daunting. Like, oh, I gotta get on the treadmill. Instead, I can listen to a podcast or a YouTube video or some music while I just walk in a circle in my kitchen or down my hall and then back. And to me, that doesn't feel like anything. Or especially if someone, like I'm talking to my mom or my friend on the phone, I can do my walk during that, and it almost just feels like I'm just hanging out. Oh, your mother says all Native American use sage to sweep the house and clean it spiritually. Yeah, in a very specific way. Yeah. And anything, even if it's not something you've heard of or something that works, just if you get an idea and then you do it just with very clear and specific intentions, that can help you. Yeah, and of course, using something like selenite to purify your dreams and some black onyx and tourmaline to filter out the attacks. And very interesting fun fact, I still haven't brought all my crystals back up where they sit because I did that ultrasonic cleaner and I didn't finish the job. So I have about half my crystals sitting there waiting to do this ultrasonic cleaner because we got sidetracked. We've been trying to clean out our garage and kind of reorganize things down there. So I take on like one big project and then get sidetracked and then go do something else and then get sidetracked. So I need to bring my crystals back up, get them cleansed, cleared, and charged, bring them back up because they really do help. At least me, I can personally attest that crystals really do help. Yeah, but if you don't block out the negative entities, they'll distort the truth and make you believe in things that are untrue. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Let me just see if I missed anything else. Just do some shout outs to all of you guys since I've just dove in and started talking. But yeah, so we've got Scarlett, we have Cheyenne, Vicky was here earlier to donate. Brianna is here, Amber's here, Jessica Lynn. Yes, we've got a lot of our all stars here. Let's see, anyone else? Yeah, it works on the computer but not on the phone. Oh yeah, for tagging people. Yeah, Brianna had a dream attack 3 nights ago. Yeah, you live in a dark country known for dark witches. I have some stories for you. Yeah, I can imagine. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they get to me through my daughter big time. Yeah, they will even like when I sit down to film, that's when they get my dog all agitated and he'll start barking. He's not feeling very good today though, so he's sleeping. He's not bothering us on the live stream. But when I'm filming with like that other mic, it picks up his bark downstairs like really, really clearly. Oh, you woke up and fought back with a spirit bath and yoga. See, that's great. You're taking steps to, fighting fire with fire. Sometimes there are those times where we just step back and allow whatever needs to happen and then we take our power. But there are other times we have to kind of counteract what they're doing. And it almost does feel like fighting, like we got to step in and fight. But, I guess that's why we're called spiritual warriors at times, We just got to step in and fight our own battle because no one's going to do it for us, really. We're going to be the one to do that and protect ourselves in whatever way we resonate with. Yeah, it's because we are waking up, to that rude way, to the new real reality. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Now I get to know when things are being pointed toward me, people start behaving strange, ghosting me. My daughter will have a tough time at school. Yeah, exactly. And it feels like if one area starts to get out of balance with psychic attack, all these other areas of life start to follow. If it's school, then it's work, then it's your personal life, then it's your relationships, then it's just your creativity and your passion for life or your zest for life or your just, desire to do things that bring you joy goes out the window. I mean, it's just a cascade effect. And it's just in full force right now and probably will be through the rest of 2023. Just really looking at the astrology, there's a lot going on alignment wise, which my stance on astrology is it's basically telling us what the matrix has planned. So if you want to know what's next, what's ahead, look at astrology. Because it'll tell you at least what the conditions are ripe for. So just because you have fertile soil doesn't mean something's going to grow if you don't plant that seed. But a lot of these controllers or whatever you want to call them on the planet, they, when Mars specifically went into Virgo, which it does every 2-ish years, but that last time it spent some time in Virgo, they knew Mars and Virgo, oh, there's disease here. Let's get that virus on and popping. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so they know and they plan ahead, and they say this. They say millionaires don't use astrologies, but billionaires do. So that should tell you what you need to know. And I don't know a lot of, I mean, just tuning into specific energies of billionaires, I can't find one of them that has any divine essence with them. Or if they do, it is so hijacked and infiltrated that it's so buried deep I can't see it. But yeah, you guys might do your own research on that just to see if you can feel any actual people that aren't like an AI bot or the C word. Not that C word. Not. I mean, they feel like a cancer on society, but this. I'll write it out. That. I know that's getting into conspiracy and woo-woo territory, but if you only knew what's actually going on out there, all the world is a stage. That's all I will say. It is so just orchestrated and fake and the Truman. It's basically the Truman Show. If you thought The Matrix was a documentary, well, so is the Truman Show. Yeah, you couldn't sleep Wednesday, couldn't sleep at first, and then waking up, I was restless, then animals and dreams again. Yeah, same. Favorite sleep is the nothing and not waking up, no dreams for solid 8 hours. See, and I do that when I set very clear intentions to allow my physical vessel and my just any aspect of me that needs healing. I set that intention, and a lot of times I won't dream, and I'll wake up feeling very restored, very refreshed, and it feels so good. Yeah, I think the whole point of these dark forces is to keep us low or negative loops. Absolutely. Because that's when they can feed off of us the best. That's what they eat is our negative energy. Yeah. Brianna is recommending some selenite to purify dreams and some black onyx or tourmaline to filter out the attacks, and the lapis heightens your ability to see into the future. But if you don't block out the negative entities, they will distort the truth. Absolutely. Yep. And selenite and rose quartz for sleep is great. Absolutely, Scarlet. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I am going to do our collective reading, and then we are going to dive into our readings here. And Cheyenne has asked me to timestamp. I'm not sure if Vicky's here. If she is here, let me know. We're gonna do our collective reading first, and then we also have a donation from Brianna. So the order I received it in was. Wait, no, it was Cheyenne, not Vicky. Cheyenne. For some reason, I thought it was Cheyenne and Vicky, like in my mind's eye, but I think that was because that's what we had last live stream. I knew for sure that Cheyenne had donated. So we have Cheyenne for a 1-card read that she wants me to timestamp, and then Brianna. So yeah, Vicky hasn't donated on this stream, but she did say that she got the work grant, and things are go, yay. Okay, that's what you've been thinking about, just to name a few names. The owner of Micro, owner of FB, and T-Car. Yeah, right. And the guy that owns Amazon. We won't mention any names. Yeah. Yeah, right. I think we all know who these people are, or at least we've heard of them. Yeah, there's a cost to being a spiritually tuned being in this reality. You have to stay very protected. Yeah, that is so true. It feels like a full-time job just protecting your energy, let alone working a real job, putting food on the table, having deep connections with people, finding joy in life, ticking all the things off your to-do list. It is a constant job. Just being human and protecting your energy in and of itself is like a full-time thing. And others of us are distracted with work and kids and, pandemics and all other things that are going on in the world. Yeah, it is going to be very, very, very difficult in a system that is set up for the AI and the, inorganic ones it's going to be very easy for them, or at least ripe for them to rise up the ranks. But it's going to be very, very, very difficult for someone with that true essence to rise. Yes, they will be very talented. They will be very creative. They will be very empathetic and very loving and give a lot of their money away instead of accumulating and accumulating. Not to say that there aren't people that I just described that don't have stuff. They do, they can, and they, but it's almost like they have to work 10 times harder than someone who's, I guess the best word I can use is hijackable, used for the system fodder to just keep those wheels a turning. The background people, the NPCs, non-playable characters, whatever you want to call those people. But those people the NPCs or whatever you want to call them that are easily programmed, easily hijacked, or mind controlled in some capacity to go out and commit crimes, or just be your miserable neighbor that never wants to level their life up. They've worked the same job that they're miserable at, and they have the same relationships with the people they can't stand, and they always gossip about them, just to keep that negativity going. And then they'll affect people with empathic abilities, or that divine spark within them. And you will go and see like an online thing. And not to say that anyone that's famous doesn't have a divine spark. There are. It just almost seems that if you read their backstory and how they got started, they didn't have a famous uncle that knew a guy that knew a guy. It was all very organic, the way that they, and it's usually by word of mouth, or they really just live their light, that what's advertises them. It's not some company or machine or wheel working behind the scenes to get them the fame or whatever. But just think of like an algorithm. Think of all the famous people that not all of them, but a lot of the famous people that you could maybe possibly go to a concert right now. There are those that have their own creativity. There are, but a lot of these people are just very low vibe people. They're constantly, in and out of rehab. Again, there are also a lot of very divine spark people that are in and out of rehab because they they have to, use substances to deal with this. This is a crazy clown world reality that we're living in. So not everybody who's on drugs is of, not great intentions and stuff, because a lot of what you'd consider divine spark people, I don't want to say light workers because that's such a new age term, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. People who have that love and just want a better world, sometimes it just becomes too much, and they do go to substances, especially if it's in their, astrology to possibly lean on that. It's in my astrology to possibly lean on that, but I just choose not to. And it's interesting how I've kind of bypassed my own astrology on certain placements where I can be an alcoholic and it runs in my family. But I've been drunk maybe 4 or 5 times my entire life. And the first one was after I had turned 21. And I didn't like it. I didn't like how I felt. I didn't feel like myself. I was out of control. I would just sit there and laugh, and then I'd turn sad. I would turn sad. So I don't like it. It just wasn't for me. The hardest drug I ever did was whatever they did to knock me out to take out my wisdom teeth. I don't know. I just have no desire to do any of that. But yeah, there's a lot going on. We could just talk forever about all the craziness going on. But there's been another big wave of it starts with school, and then pew pew. These I don't censorship reasons. The things where people will take that weapon and go in and cause harm and chaos. There's no soul, there's no divine spark in the people that are doing this. This is all matrix doings. Matrix programming is making this happen. Are the people that are dying of the divine spark? Maybe not. What I've tuned in, a lot of the people that are used as like cannon fodder on the news, not everybody. Again, we got to use our intuition to really tune in, but a lot of the people that are in these big catastrophes and pew pew things going on, and just big bad murders, even, again, not everybody, but a lot of them are background people. But again, our empathy, they get us with the empathy, and we just feel bad. And Amber and I were talking at the end of the last live stream about just how we like get hooked and sucked into like true crime stuff. And there are victims, though. There are a lot of victims in some of the true crime stuff that I used to read about or watch, that you can see the divine spark within them. So it's not even like they are background people. So you got to use your intuition. And it's those cases where it's not a background person that seem to get me the most. It's a real divine spark of a person that just tugs at you. It's so sad. We got an ad coming in 36 seconds. You just saw a video by Tony Sayers, and he was talking about alcohol. It's pure entity control. Absolutely. It opens portals and vortexes in your field. And some of those entities will leave when you sober up. but others will stay and stay and stay. Yeah, same was being said by the Palladian healer. Yeah, and I don't want to be around people who are drinking. It just isn't fun for me at all. Yeah, I don't always see what's going on, but I can feel, and I don't like it. It's just a very cold and just demonic energy that comes in. All right, here's our ad in 3, 2, 1. We'll be right back. Those of you that have the YouTube Premium, I think it is, you're still hearing me. So I'm just going to shuffle until we get back. And then, yeah, Tony Sayers and Pleiadian Healer, they both are probably willing to say a lot more than I am, just because I don't want to lose specifically this platform. This is the one that's working for me. I still will kind of skate around certain topics and, whatever. But even using the different C word, this one, I want to spell it all out the right way in case algorithms are running in the chat as well. That, even just saying that word that I just typed out can get you that word that I just typed out. But a more ED on the end of it. Hope you're picking up what I'm throwing down. But yeah, hopefully we're back from our commercial break. Brianna says that's why she fasts, because they put so much in our food that they can control us at any moment if certain things are in our diet. Yes, absolutely. The metals, this. Ooh, the sun came out. Yay. This. And I'm purposely spelling this weird, so it's so hard to think in these weird terms so that I can write it out. Little particles that are in everything, and then they have sentience. They have consciousness themselves and can be told what to do in your body. If you go down that rabbit hole, you'll never want to sleep again. It's so scary. But again, our divine spark and our intention will trump anything they are trying to throw at us, at least on a spirit level. Yes, maybe somehow, some way they can inundate our body and make our bodies hard to function. But the best thing we can do is clear our bodies of these toxins and AI whatevers, and just get them out. Try to eat as best as we can. But again, even the organic food is just completely inundated with all this junk. So setting your own intentions before you consume the food or the drink or the whatever it is, that anything that is purposely trying to hijack your consciousness or harm your physical vessel, your spiritual, emotional, mental health in any way, shape, or form through all time, space, reality, and lifetime, it gets to be a lot, just setting all these intentions before you even eat something. But that's what it's come to, that we need to do our due diligence on this planet to not let our energy be hijacked, at least, not to the degree they're trying to, or that they can, if we're just running around our life unconscious. And another thing I've noticed is a lot of people are passing away at this time again. Even people with the divine spark it's just too much. The energy, this is so much. Psychic Bob from Spirit Channel, you guys might know that he, you may not know, he passed away actually last week. It was so sad for me to learn this. I was watching Guiding Echoes. She was basically doing an Awakening from the Awakening video, Amber, a rude awakening from the awakening. But I was watching Guiding Echoes, and someone in her comments had said that Psychic Bob had passed away. And I don't really watch anybody who channels anymore, so I had already unsubscribed. But Bob's energy is just so light and beautiful, and I just felt so sad. Yeah. Oh, someone told me a long time ago my dad was suffering schizophrenia. Was not it. It was entity control. Yeah, absolutely. But let's see. So Spirit Channel, I think it's all one word, but if not, it's 2 words. That's not how you spell channel. And he's Psychic Bob, even if you just look up Psychic Bob Spirit Channel. But I had some readings by him, and they were very accurate. And, this was before when, he did have a lot of different guides and stuff. And I don't really mess with that kind of stuff anymore at all. just, we have enough entity interference without actually purposely calling them in. So, but yeah, that's so sad that he has passed away. And my neighbor at the end of the road, I didn't even know he had cancer. He passed away. And he was such a nice guy, like just such a light in this little community. I mean, we have a lot of great people in our neighborhood. I'm very lucky in that way. Not everybody is lucky like that. Hello, Sandy. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you hit the button without finishing. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. But yeah, Guiding Echoes was her awakening from the awakening. Psychic Bob is the one that passed away, Spirit Channel, and then Guiding Echoes. I've been following her since like 2016, and it's interesting how when I went on my big binge of unfollow everybody who channels and does mediumship and everything, I think divine intervention, I didn't take her out of my subscription list. And existential, I think her thing was called Existential Crisis, or something about an existential crisis. And I'm like, well, I've just had one of those, so let's see what she has to say. And I was just like, yep, girl, we're on the same page. We're on the same page. She's no longer channeling, and she was a medium for years. She's still doing tarot, because again, you can use your subconscious mind and your inner self connection to get answers with tarot. So thank goodness, because at first I'm like, I can't even do my job anymore. I can't even be a tarot reader anymore. And then I'm like, well, no, because it's a subconscious thing. You can, even people that don't believe in any kind of spirit can get amazing, accurate answers from tarot by just tuning into their subconscious mind. So yeah, it's only when you call in certain entities or spirits, or that you've already vetted as, oh, this is my guide, so of course they've got that, permission. It's almost like you say the vampire can't cross the threshold of your house, but if you invite it in, of course it can. Of course it can, and it will. But when you say, I rebuke you and no more am I doing this, then they're back outside the threshold again, and they can't hijack your stuff as much. But there are those dark forces that will invade your free will time after time. And that's something we've been told on this planet is, oh, they can't invade our free will. Well, they're constantly doing it. So you tell me, do A, we don't have free will, or B, they're constantly not following the laws of the universe that we've been told that they can't invade free will? Well, they are. They have been for millennia, and they're going to continue to do it at least until we somehow maybe possibly can power up on this realm. We are very powerful on that, beyond the veil. But once we get in here, we're kind of here for the ride, but when we can lean on that assistance of our inner self, which is outside this matrix system, that's when I think we can really start leveling up. And again, it's not going to just be, well, I set this intention and then your life shifts and changes forever. There's still a lot of day-to-day work and intention and blood, sweat, and tears that's going into just trying to maintain your own inner light. It's difficult. All right, yeah, February through March has always been a time of a lot of deaths. I've noticed that as well. It's very interesting how, like, that winter season, which winter, in the progression of age, spring is the birth and the baby and the young child, summer is the teen through the early 20s through the prime, and then fall is like kind of that middle age. Things are still pretty good in prime, but you're making more money, so you're able to have better experiences. Usually not everybody goes through those specific cycles. And then the winter is kind of the old age, and things start kind of breaking down, and then the death of things. And then it starts all over again with the spring. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me why that might be. Because to me, energetically speaking, January should not be the beginning of a new calendar year. It should not. It's the death of things, the death throes of, closing out old cycles and things. That is not fresh new energy. No. But they've got everything inside out, upside down, and backwards on this realm. So who knows? All right, so let's tune in. For all of us watching now and on the replay, collective energies, collective messages, what do we need to know? I think we just needed to take the first, 39 minutes and 4 seconds of this live stream to just acquaint ourselves with what the heck is going on out there. And you guys know I like to hang out and talk anyway, so that's what we did. Ooh, so these came out in reverse. I was shuffling in reverse. Well, I think there's a reason for that. But any reversal has the opportunity to turn that frown upside down, and of course vice versa. So the fact that this came out in reverse lets us know that we're feeling, instead of the different energies around us working with us. They're working against us. They're trying to impede the progress rather than work together, collectively coming together to make progress or to teach and learn and grow. No, they're impeding that or trying to, because they can't, when we are on deck, we can't stop, won't stop. That's really how it is. And then with justice in reverse, it feels so out of balance because it is. When we have all this psychic attack and entity interference coming in, we feel like, what's the point of even continuing if we're so victimized in this realm? What's the point? Well, it's when we can realize and tune back into that inner part of ourselves that, and of course, stop going to the places where you feel victimized. If you're watching the news every day, why? Stop. I think most of you don't do that. You already know better. But stop going to the places you feel victimized. Stop watching the content that makes you feel very out of control, or, just like you're being tossed to the waves of the matrix. Stop hanging out with the people that make you feel bad about yourself. Stop eating the foods that make your body feel like garbage. You have a lot more control over just the nuance of how you show up for yourself. That's the best thing you can do, is stop showing up in the matrixy way. Because they will have less and less and less. I mean, of course, if you're starting to speak truth and go the other way, they're going to fight even harder for a while to rein you back in. But you're going to hit a point, we all will eventually, where you're almost untouchable. But it's going to take a lot of practice, probably even a lot of calendar years, for all of us to really get in the flow of, our own divinity, because we've been so out of touch with our own divinity, our own spark of light, our own spirit, our true spirit, for so long, that it's going to take practice to remember what that feels like and allow it to come back online in a full way for us, or as full of a way that we can get in this realm. But that's the time that we're in right now. Is there's a lot of, whether you want to consider this cosmic helpers from outside the matrix, or if you want to consider this just the next natural evolution in the state of whatever this matrix is, you can have your own thoughts on the why. But the fact that it's actually happening, the higher vibe energies coming in, the why I don't think matters so much as the fact that, yes, this is happening. And look, we're going to have to be diligent, no resting on our laurels. We're keeping on our toes, ready to protect our energy, ready to take control over what we can control. There's that. Remember, we can't control everything, but we need to take full responsibility for the things in our life that we can control or that we can make better. That's where you start. That's where you start. Yes, new beginning, new love, that cosmic energy that is going to help renew things is coming in strong for us. It's our choice to tune into that inner self, that self-love that we have for ourselves, and allow it to really come online. Because as the negative, think of someone negative in your life. You're having a good day, they come in, they're all, this sucks, this person said this, and they're throwing all their crap on you. And before you know it, your good mood is out the door, it's gone. So, but it works the other way as well. You're having a bad day. And so a lot of times, again, you're going to have to work hard to set an intention that I'm not going to let the fact I got no sleep last night and all that psychic attack happen. I'm not going to just be like, woe is me, I'm a victim, they're psychically attacking me, and just allow it to continue. No. The first thing I did after I got, everyone going, all the kids out the door and everything this morning, I sat down and I just said, well, what do I have control of? Okay, well, I'm going to clean off my table because the clutter here is just bothering me. And then I washed my face, and then I braided my hair, and then I did my workout, and then I had to rebraid my hair because the workout, and then I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good. So I took steps to, feel more in power or in more my sovereign state. And then after that, I haven't felt, it's like there's crickets with the psychic attacks. So either they've subsided again till tonight, but tonight I'm setting a clearer intention, and I'm going to maybe, take a little more time to really feel in and, do my protection and all of that. So that's something you can do as well. But again, it's going to take a lot of work. This is not just something we can set one intention one day and hope that it's going to carry us forever. We're going to have to be very diligent, even multiple times a day, setting very clear boundaries with these psychic attacks and outside entities, and just be very diligent. What else can we do to help with this psychic attack that's going on lately specifically? Yeah. Because again, we can fall into that, well, I'm just here, I'm stuck, I'm a victim. Or we can, this can be, the Five of Wands doesn't have to be just conflict, confrontation, and la-di-da. It can also be very productive, especially with the Page of Pentacles here. There's productivity here. So getting clear and doing that work, combating this psychic attack, not by, yes, maybe first acknowledging that it's happening, but not giving that all your power. Instead, bring your power back to yourself. Use that, negative, what's it called? Like negative energy alchemization of the book, Vampire's Way to Psychic Self-Defense by John Creeder. And this is how you spell his name. I just bought it on Amazon, and that reverse breathing technique, it's a very short read, very to the point, and gives you what to do to feel whatever negative energy, or even if you're just low on your own energy and want to bring in just negative energy from around you, because you bring it in with the reverse breathing technique using your imagination, and then you bring that energy in the cauldron, or as it's called, and you alchemize it into what you can use, because energy is energy. We just label it negative, we label it positive, but you can convert negative energy into positive energy and positive energy into negative energy. So use it as you will. It's only that these dark forces can't do that. So they can kind of coax us into creating the negative energy, then which they feed on. They don't get anything from positive energy. It doesn't help them in any way. And in fact, it hurts them, because we're more out of reach for them as food than ever before when we're in our positive state. So doing that, using that book, the technique, I need to get back on that full force, because I know it when I was doing it consistently, it was working so well for me. But yeah, you can't just sit by and wait for these things to go away or pass you by. You're going to have to take a new approach, or a even more doubled down, hard work approach to keep your own sovereignty in full alignment at all times, as much as you can. And we're all going to have those days where we just don't feel like it, or we're too tired, or I'm so high vibe right now, nothing's really happening, so I don't feel the need to protect myself. We're all going to have those days, right? But when it comes into your awareness to protect yourself, do it. When you have this idea that I should set this intention, do it. All right, so that's our collective. On the back of the deck, these just fell out. 4 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, the way they're psychically attacking us is affecting us in the material realm a lot. We had a lot of Pentacle energy come out, but look, on the 8 of Wands, our passion, our purpose, our desire to shift this, and very quickly, might I add, quickest moving card in the deck. But it's going to take some patience, though. I know that kind of is counterintuitive, but the more you can set your intentions, the quicker you're going to move through that. But again, don't feel that if things were working and now they're not, that you failed in any way. You're just going to have to find maybe new ways, or level up somehow the way you're showing up for yourself, and keeping your own negativity. You know how they say, oh, release that negativity. Well, that's what they want. Yes, it's good to release it as, feel it, heal it, feel it, deal with it, all that, release it. But then take it a step further and bring it back, so you don't lose your life force energy by releasing it to all these demons and entities that are going to feed on it. Yeah, spring cleaning, that would help, that benefits so much. And you might also find too, though, just keep this in mind, if you're spring cleaning your body, your home, your car, your work, your friends list, your emails, anything that you want to declutter or purge or detox, you're going to get some pushback from these entities, because they see you trying to level up your life. So things might feel like, when you start taking action in a good direction, that things start kind of falling apart. Don't take that as you being a failure, or that what you're doing isn't working. Take it as an indication that it is working, and they're wanting to trick you into thinking it's not working by making it look like everything's falling apart. One specific example that comes to mind is, if say you give up alcohol, or you don't want to spend time hanging out at the bar. Well, all the friends that you had currently all want to go drink. They want to hang out at the bar, and you don't vibe with that anymore. So you're kind of decluttering, not to say you can't talk to these people, but maybe you're not going to the bar and hanging out with them there. Maybe instead you're hanging out with them at the movie theater or the roller rink. I don't know. I'm just going back to my teenage years. Or you're wanting to get together for coffee or something that's way more high vibe than going to a bar and drinking. So you can still maintain those connections if you feel you're in alignment with them, but just doing it in a different way. And of course, at first, you might not hear back, because they're like, oh, she must be too good for us if she doesn't want to come drinking with us anymore and hang out in our old stomping ground or whatever. So it might look like, oh no, my friendships, I'm losing all my friends. Or, could be the same thing at work. If there's certain people at work that are just wanting to gossip all day, and then you pull your energy back, or you maybe even tell them, hey, I love hanging out with you, but like, can we talk about positive things? I don't really want to gossip about Sharon over there in accounting or, this person over there in human resources. What'd you do this weekend? What are your plans for this coming weekend? I just started, I don't know, this is not me. This is just me talking of, I just started doing diamond painting, just make it. And you don't even have to tell someone, hey, you're being negative, stop gossiping. Just when they start gossiping, it, you don't even have to acknowledge the gossip they just said. Almost act like, and this can feel rude. You can feel very rude doing this. But like one thing, my grandma, she used to sit and talk bad about the same people, and it'd be the same conversation, the same thing they did 4 years ago. She's bringing it up yet again to get that feed. She just loved the negativity. But I would just, I would of course be hearing her, but I wouldn't give her that, oh yeah, oh, how dare she, and just give her that give and take, or add my 2 cents to it. Like, yeah, and then she did this. Remember that one time she did this? I won't add to it. I won't add to it. And then when she kind of gives a pause in the conversation, I'm like, oh my gosh, you want to see the thing I just crocheted? Because my grandma also loved crochet. So she'd be like, oh yeah. And then without telling her, hey, grandma, you're being negative, I could steer the conversation to something better. So this could be us utilizing, because another way they psychically attack us is using our animals, our family, our friends, our coworkers, just some average random person in traffic. They can use all sorts to get at us. So don't think that you're the problem. Taylor Swift song, don't think you're the problem. It's entity attack coming in all fronts, especially if you're trying to level your life up. They don't like that. They don't like that. Misery definitely loves company, but when you step out of said company, wow, things really get shaken up. But hold fast to your principles and your sovereignty, because you can level up and it will even out after a while. They will realize it's kind of a lost cause to try to fight against you, because you are the almighty, powerful, divine spark. So they will, not to say they won't give up, but they will wait until your defenses are down, or they will wait till you have a really bad day, and then they'll get in. Oh yeah, she's mad at this person. Let's go. So be very mindful of your consciousness and what's going on there. All right, let's get a drink and then let's get into our donation questions. I'm going to have to update our list because we did have quite the flow come in while I was on my soapbox there for a moment. So Cheyenne was starting us out, but she does say that she wants the timestamp because I don't think she's currently here. So I will put her on timestamp on the back end here. I'll write her out. I could have copied from earlier, but I forgot. So I'm just going to type it all out one more time. Okay, so Cheyenne. So who was after Cheyenne? I think it was Brianna. So Brianna, you're going to be starting us out, my dear. Go ahead. No, you already have your question posted in PayPal, so you don't even have to write it out. So we got that. So I'm going to write you on the list here. B degree. And then up next after Brianna was, I'm just doing them in the order I received your donation in. And then after Brianna was just Sandy. Just Sandy. Okay. Just Sandy. Okay. And then Florence and so Florence wanted, okay, that's a full read. Okay. Florence B. Then it keeps going to black screen. I gotta keep pulling back up and then opening the PayPal notification tree. You know how it like condenses and then you gotta open it. Yeah. And then I think that's Anna. It just says AN, but let me just double check. That's Earthy Deva for a 1 card. It is. Okay. So Earthy Deva. 1 card. And then Kirsten. Okay, so we got ourselves a nice little list here. Kirsten. We'll read. This is what we are currently working with, my friends, and we are going to go over to PayPal email and get Brianna's question going. Okay. Don't need to go back that far. Okay, there it is. Okay. Hi, Amanda. I have officially submitted my paperwork to launch my LLC. Yay! So excited. Can you give me a reading on how my mama, authentic spirit, and my guides want me to proceed over the next several months regarding my business? Confirmation if I'm on the right track would be great as well. Absolutely. So how to proceed over the next several months, tuning in to the original source creator. Any true guides, of course, Mama Monica's true spirit, and Brianna's inner self. Just what she needs to know. Okay, so things, it might take a minute to just gather everything up because I did my first shuffle thing and then they kind of all fell in my lap and I had to gather them back up. So that doesn't mean anything's falling apart. No. But energetically, it might be that you are, dotting some I's, crossing some T's, kind of thinking of other business things that you hadn't thought of before that maybe you can implement or start doing. And this could be what I'm really seeing. Yeah, again, there it goes again. What I'm really seeing with this though is business accounts, email accounts, maybe even keeping a separate folder in your email or, creating a whole new email just specifically for your business, keeping track of business receipts, keeping track of, different expenses you have and sales you've made, and just making sure you've got the back end part or the more administrative part of business locked and loaded and ready to go. Because that's the least fun part, but probably one of the more important parts. I mean, I think your purpose behind the business is probably the most important part, but it's important to keep track of everything so you don't get in trouble at the end of the year or tax season. Okay, so Brianna, what does she need to know over the next few months with her business? Okay, yeah, like we were saying, just getting everything maintained, get everything in balance. And it might feel like you're really spending time on, if this is part of your YouTube channel or what have you, or any services or goods you're offering, really wanting to focus on making the best goods or services you can, but also not letting or dropping the ball on the back end or the more administrative tasks or answering the emails and all of that stuff. So it's about just getting out there and finding your balance in life. And it might take a few months for you to kind of get in the full swing of your business before you hit a groove. And then once you hit that groove, there might, with any business owner, there might be something that kind of takes you off that groove. Maybe you yourself are ill, or you're going on a vacation, or work just backs up, or a lot of people want your service and you need to level up somehow, maybe even eventually hire someone to help you with some of these tasks, things like this. So you can hit your groove and it'll work for a while, but then, with any business, things might lag behind or they might go full speed ahead. You just never know. And being prepared for the unknown is probably the best advice I can give you in any kind of business reading. Sorry, I'm going to get these ones situated again. And these ones fell in my lap. What do we have here? Ooh, we have the Hierophant. Yeah, so this is the traditional, making sure all your tax stuff is in order, your LLC stuff, business licensing, all that fun stuff is in order. Again, your website, your, how people find you, and maybe even looking into some traditional ways to get the name or the word out there about your business. We also have the stars, so there's recognition. People are going to find your business. You're going to be rewarded, but it's going to take you being the one to put yourself out there. You're going to be the one marketing yourself, commenting on, things and getting the word out there, especially if you're doing any kind of social media with your business, is commenting on other, not to promote your own stuff. No, that's a kind of a no-no, unless someone says, hey, if you want to promote your stuff, I'm open door policy with that here, but I know other probably readers or other people would be offended if you left a comment directing people from their video to your stuff. So just be very mindful, but just you with your business name, if you're commenting on other creators, YouTube, make it about them, not about you. And I'm sure you would already do something like that. It's being tactful. And I think you would totally do that. But of course, if there is some sort of co-op or place where you can gather in a community and you're putting your links, that would be amazing if you have that opportunity to get the word out about your business. Or if you start a Facebook page for your business, or an Instagram page or a TikTok or a, YouTube, and just also cross promoting it on different platforms, because you just never know who's where and what, and if they would be willing to leave Facebook to go, subscribe to you on Instagram or, Facebook or TikTok or whatever you've got going on with that. But I really do see social media being a driving force, or even word of mouth advertising being a pretty big driving force behind getting the ball rolling in your business. All right, words of advice or wisdom. This is from Mama Monica. It just came off the top. Sun and stars. So yeah, she's reach for the stars. We got an ad coming up in 39 seconds. Doesn't mean your reading's over. We'll just kind of do our due diligence, take that break, and come back. But yeah, don't sell yourself short is what Mama Monica, and look, she's even got the pops of the red color. Mama Monica showing up on the card. Yeah, just reach for the stars, and don't sell yourself short. Make sure you are promoting yourself in the best possible way that you can, which I think you're going to be able to do that. Let's get one from this deck as well. 11 seconds. Life is better together. So I will read this when we get back. Take a quick drink of my water. And I think the ads only run for some viewers or certain viewers. Yeah. And I think they just recently started doing this, or at least I'm just now getting this on my live streams. I've never seen it before this last week. Yes, donations are still open. We are actually on our first one right now, and we've got a little list going here. I took the first pretty much, I don't know, 45 to 50 minutes of the live stream to just catch up with you guys and do a collective reading. But yeah, if we're back, Brianna, life is better together. Seek assistance from your community. Yes, like the co-op thing, or finding people who are in a similar business situation as you, or compatible business situations. Like if one person is a palm reader and another person is a tarot reader, that's a compatible business relationship. Kind of like what Dr. Lupo and I were doing. We weren't like paying each other to promote each other. We were just helping a friend out, right? Help a brother out. Where he was doing lithomancy and I was doing tarot. And at the end of my live stream, I direct them to his, or at the end of his, they direct them to mine. So planning, like if you're going to do any kind of live streaming or events, planning up or, coupling up with someone who is kind of also in your realm, or you're at least compatible with the type of business you're doing, could really benefit both of you. Let's see. Any further guidance, wisdom, advice, specifically about Brianna being on the right path? I think you're already knowing this is part of your destiny, or at the very least, you have this strong purpose behind this business. All right. Yeah, it is time to commit. You're absolutely on the right path. It is time to commit, and you've done that with the LLC. So you have solidified it. You have set it in motion. You have set it in stone. At least until you dissolve that business entity, it's on. It's on and popping. I love it. That's so exciting, Brianna. So yeah, I would say just keep doing what you're doing. Do your due diligence as far as keeping all of the different areas of the business in balance and not going too long without doing all the administrative stuff, because that can be really daunting. I'm guilty. You wait so long to, gather up all the information to pay the taxes. And then you're, instead of just spending, 5 minutes here and there throughout a week, you're spending 3 hours on a Saturday just trying to remember what you did this day and that day and try to have all your ducks in a row. So kind of do it as you go along is kind of the vibe I'm getting. Yeah, you went to Dr. Lupo's channel once and never visited again. Not my type. I prefer coming back to you. Aw, yeah, to each their own. He did lithomancy, which is kind of like if someone had a specific question about love, but the crystals fell onto the board wanting to talk about health, he didn't really have any control over that, because that's just what the reading needed to be about, I guess. But yeah, it's to each their own. I thought it was really cool. I did a couple readings with him, and I thought he was going to get back into doing it, but I haven't seen that he is doing that at all. Or if he is, it's on a different platform. He'd been through a couple different, I guess, types of content on his platform, though he had over 100,000 subscribers. I think he started as like a gardening and homesteading channel, and then he was real big on the Mandela effect for a while, and then he was doing the lithomancy, and now he's kind of more back to like homesteading and prepper stuff again. So yeah, interesting stuff. I'm interested in all that stuff, so I'm still along for the ride when he does post over there. All right, Sandy, my dear, it is your turn. I was wondering, were you wanting just a general, or did you have a specific question in mind? Is there something I should be doing that I'm not? Let's tune in. And of course, the Matrix would say you should be doing X, Y, or Z to be that cog in the machine, but we are getting this guidance directly from your spirit, Sandy, that part of you that is connected to the divine original source creator outside this Matrix, which I feel there is one, because the divine creation, the Matrix, they can't create their own. They have to put a copy of something that's already in existence. So there is this divine spark in everything, and then the matrix has hijacked that divine spark. Well, we are going to go directly to your divine spark, just Sandy, and see if there's anything that you should be doing that you are not currently. Anything at all from just Sandy's inner self. Ooh, Page of Wands. Well, there might be some creativity that wants to come out. Some sort of legacy you're leaving this world. Creativity, because Page of Wands, it's very purposeful. It's very legacy energy. Might be something you're starting that, years and years and decades down the road, someone else is carrying that torch of something you started. This could even have to do with if you are maybe teaching. You could be teaching people that are, of the younger generation, how to do silversmithing or just whatever. It could be anything you're teaching someone, but it's probably something you're passionate and very creative with, which one thing I know you're very good at and very passionate about is your silversmithing and your jewelry and your stuff like that. And Queen of Wands is just owning your own power and sovereignty, and you're nobody's victim. This is really what's coming through is, especially like with your recent medical diagnosis, you don't have to accept that as your truth. And I know that sounds out there and, well, I've got the physical proof that something bad is happening here. You don't have, especially if they're giving you like a lifespan or a time frame, you can knock that time span or life frame. What is that? I don't know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm trying to say, though, is you can knock that out of the water because you're creating your reality. Yes, we're very much inundated with this matrix programming of, getting old, getting diseases, as we age, things start breaking down. We've all kind of collectively agreed that that's going to happen, and that's why that happens. But you will find those people out there that maintain that youth and longevity, even well after, society told them, hey, you're old. And you are one of those people, Sandy. I feel your spirit is so young and lively and sassy and just like, I'm not settling for what you tell me. I know what's better for me than you do. But yeah, I think just taking care of yourself in the best possible way, and also not forgetting to take care of your creative passions, your creative spark as well. Don't let that go by the wayside. Take care of yourself as much as you can, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in whatever way resonates most for you. Yeah, Two of Wands, make plans. You're not done here yet, Sandy. You got things going on, okay? You got things going on. You have things you're wanting to do, places you're wanting to go, people you're wanting to see. So allow yourself to do that. But look, there's so much purpose here. Wands are all about purpose and spirit and action, forward momentum. So you're not done here by a long shot, Sandy. So whatever doctor told you that you don't have long, I don't know. I think you're setting a different stage here, my dear. Okay? Even if you're doing things in limited capacity, you're doing them to the best of your ability, okay? Anything else Sandy needs to know from her true spirit? Yeah, there's longevity here. This is the slowest moving knight, but the most practical and the most detail oriented. This is the slowest card in a good way. This is you dragging your feet, kicking and screaming, not just going by this diagnosis. And that's one thing too is, think of people in these different medical trials and stuff, people that will get the placebo will a lot of times have even better results than the person getting the, one specific study and placebo thing I did see with the new cancer treatment, it actually killed so many of the people who were getting the real deal. But the people that got the placebo, the sugar pill, the saline in the veins or whatever, however they applied it, actually cured themselves of certain diseases. And because that was the thing, they scrapped the whole thing and tried to hide it. So what you believe, you will start to manifest. If you think you only have X amount of time left, you can absolutely manifest that. Of course, you have all this physical evidence that's going to try to show you that, no, you only have this much time, or you're very limited in what you can do. But this is saying otherwise. Your true spirit is saying otherwise, Sandy. You can take as much time as you need here to do what you need to do or what you want to do. And not just what you need to do, but also bring in what you want to do. Spend time doing the things you also want to do. Anything else for Sandy? Her true spirit. Yeah. Look at this. Yes, certain cycles can be closing out, and there might even be certain health issues you're taking care of because you are being asked here from your inner self to take the utmost care of yourself. If you can cut certain bad habits and get some movement in your life, there's just something to be said about getting some movement, even if you're just taking a 10-minute walk. Or, if you're like me and when it's too cold outside, I'll just walk in my house. I'll walk around in the kitchen just in kind of a circle, and then I'll go down the hallway, and then I'll come back up, do a lap, do a circle, go down the hallway. Um, you know, I'm not going to let the weather stop me from what I want to do. And that's kind of the attitude you're taking on. And there's wish fulfillment, something you've worked really hard on. You're going to see the fruits of that labor. So I'm not saying that you might completely turn everything around that you're dealing with medically, but at the very least, you're making the most of what you have and possibly improving what you've got going on. To what degree you're improving it, I guess, remains to be seen, and that depends on how much passion and spirit you're bringing into what you're doing. Because, I have like some family that is dealing with some medical issues, and one of them, we thought, oh wow, this is it, and then he came back and he's like doing really great. He's like my great uncle. So he's already older, right? He's in his late 70s, I do believe. But he got a diagnosis, but he's very Christian. So like he relies on a Christian God and has a lot of faith in that regard, which nothing wrong with that. That's his path. But his strong faith and in his life and wanting to be here a little longer has really helped him. Let me just say that. Because the diagnosis he got wasn't great, and he should have been gone over a year ago, according to the original kind of timeline, and he's doing well. He still gets out a lot. So yeah, don't let just what certain professionals say dictate what you are going to allow in your life. I think that something you're doing that you should be doing that you're not is just taking better care of yourself and not giving up. Because you're nobody's victim, Sandy. You are amazing. You are a limitless being having this cool, funky, sometimes painful human experience, but you're not going to let it get you down. All right, let's get one more for Sandy. Anything else she needs to know? Yeah, cleansing the body and spirit. Just summing it up. This is something that maybe you're not doing that you could do a little better job at. I'm not saying you're not doing it at all. I see you doing things to take care of yourself. But just tuning in and finding ways that you can take care of yourself that might not align with, the traditional ways of taking care. Connecting to nature is such a healing force, especially if you can put your bare feet and bare hands or either or on the ground at least 30 minutes a day, especially when it starts to warm up. I don't know. I think you're in like middle western part of the US, if I remember correctly, or kind of more western, I guess. But yeah, it'll start warming up soon to where you can get out in nature a little more. And even if you're allergic to nature, like some people I talk to, it's still very beneficial to you. Believe me, it is. It is. And going for swims in natural bodies of water, of course, when it's warm enough, are also very beneficial, very therapeutic as well. Even if it's just a back creek, like a creek in someone's backyard, just dipping your toes in, so healing. And especially when you can double down that healing by setting very clear intentions, you can really heal your life in big ways. But a lot of it is your mindset. It's that even more than your connection to anything or not connection to anything. All right, Sandy, so that's what you got going on. All right. And Get to Leica has also made a donation. Hello, Michelle. Welcome, my dear. You're so welcome, Sandy. Yeah, I think you're already getting some ideas of what you can do, and you're going to take things a lot farther than they ever gave you any credit for. And you're going to be the one they're talking about. Like, wow, did you see what she did? Of course, if you're in it, if your spirit's in it, which I think your spirit's in it to try to do some cool stuff here coming up. All right. So Florence B. Okay. I'm going to go over, or up, I should say. Scrolling up in the comments. Question, I would like a reading on romance. I feel like I'm getting more and more ready for a long-term relationship. Any advice and information from my spirit regarding this would be great. Yes, let's tune in for Florence. Tuning into Florence's true spirit, her inner self. She's getting ready for some romance. What does she need to know about going down this romantic road to prepare herself? Ooh, yeah, just finding balance. Finding time to Put yourself out there romantically. I don't know, this could look different depending on how you want to find a partner. This could be going to places and trying to find someone of like mind. If you are going to, I don't know why crochet keeps coming up. I used that example earlier, but like going to a crochet club and something that's like a passion for you, and then you find someone at the crochet club and then you fall in love. Or if you want to try the online thing, or if you want to find someone just on your travels. But just make sure you're giving yourself time in your day or your week or your month to put yourself out there, or to kind of be on the lookout, or at the very least be open to love. All right, what else? Yeah, so it might take some time, just because, but look what came out. That is love. That is new love right there. So it might take a bit of time and a bit of patience, but there is an emperor out there for you, for the empress energy that you're bringing. There is someone out there for you, absolutely. Again, though, I think it might take a little longer maybe than you're hoping, but love never comes when we hope it does or wish it does or whatever. It comes when we're ready and when we need it. That's when it comes in. But let's see if we can try to see anything that Florence can do between now and then to prepare herself for new love. Yeah, this is clearing a lot of old belief systems I see. Being able to even clarify like what you're looking for in a partner. Not so much their looks, but how you want to feel in their presence, how they treat you, how you treat them, the things you do together. Because though that being said, the more specific you get, the longer it's going to take, because if you're trying to manifest somebody with this quality, this quality, this quality, maybe they have these initials and they look exactly this way, it's going to take a while for that exact order to come up. But if you're open minded as far as what this person looks like, maybe not so open minded as how they treat you, I think you should be very, you know, very specific about how this person treats you and how you feel with them and how your dynamic is. But be open ended to how you're going to meet them, how old they are, what they look like, the more human things of them. But just really tune into their heart and how you vibe together. Manifest that way rather than by looks and age, race, and serial rank and serial number. Uh, you know, that would really help you. But also cutting cords from past romantic encounters, because a lot of times, even if it's been years or decades for some people, they still bring a lot of baggage from past relationships, resentments, things that went wrong, abuses, especially a lot if it's an empath person dealing with a lot of narcissistic stuff from the past. Clearing this energy, pulling, I don't even say cut the cords, I say pull those cords, remove those babies out by the roots. This can really clear your energy field for someone who is in more alignment with what you want to experience rather than just a repeat of a past cycle in love. Anything else for Florence? Yeah, it's going to be a very attractive, this is the phallic energy, so it's very sexy, very very sexually attracted. And with the emperor here, this is a very virile person you're attracting. So this person's going to be very attracted to you, you're going to be very attracted to them. The sexual component of the relationship, the attraction, like the physical attraction, is going to be there. So you don't even need to worry about trying to manifest that. That's a given. That's a guarantee right here. You're gonna be very attracted to each other, and not just sexually and attraction, like appearance wise, but also just like magnetic. Like there's a lot of like interests. You guys have a lot of shared interests, a lot of shared hobbies, but also enough differences with yourselves that you don't just are dating the same person as you already are, because that's not sexy. You want someone with their own opinions, with their own hobbies, their own friends. I mean, you can overlap absolutely, and you probably should, or it's not going to work if everything is just completely compartmentalized and separate. But just being open to somebody, whatever the looks are, you're going to be very, very excited about the looks and the attraction as it is. And you might even find all this kind of emphasis on the person's looks. You might find this person isn't your normal type. If you have a type, this person might not quite fit that type bill, but you're going to see them just with this like fresh, it's like the type that you once had. It's like you've kind of outlived that, or you've outgrown, not outlived, like outgrown the type. Because the type that you used to be attracted to also came with a lot of maybe childish behavior or unwillingness to commit, that kind of stuff. And so a specific type that triggers attraction for you normally with your visual would also come with a lot of like emotional and spiritual and mental baggage for you. So that's why I think this next person might look visually a little different than your normal type, but the beautiful energy of this person is going to speak for itself. Anything else? Nine of Cups. Yeah, wish fulfillment. So though they're not your type or what you would deem your type, they're going to be very attracted to you, and you attracted to them, and that's not going to be an issue because you're going to see, not just how attractive they are on the outside, but their inside attractiveness is just going to be off the charts for you, and you're going to be very compatible and content with, every relationship has its challenges, but things are great to get you going, to get you started in the relationship. And yeah, so awesome. I want to actually get one more, just any word of advice or wisdom for Florence on her romantic journey to meeting the one, or meeting that next, longer term relationship. So we have lunar eclipse, open the door to a higher dimension. So this relationship is going to be on a higher spiritual plane than past relationships. It's not going to just be physical, although that physical component is very much on and popping. I think I've said like 4 times this live stream. It's just my lingo's coming out to play today. But you clearing your own energy and cutting cords from those past relationships will open the door to this higher vibrational relationship. And we also have the last quarter, what is holding you back? Again, cutting the cords of the past that is holding you back from this new love coming in will help it. And just so you know, Florence, we actually have a lunar eclipse coming up in, I think it's May. Let me see. I think it's May 5th or 6th. I think it's 6th where you're at in the world. And I think the solar eclipse is happening April 20th. I might have that reversed though, so look into when the next lunar eclipse is. That's when the moon and sun are opposite each other. Solar eclipse is when they come together, like new moon energy. So the next full moon, if April 20th, let me see. I don't even know where we are in the moon cycle. I just quit following the moon cycle because I know what a control system it is now that I've seen to slightly higher perspective than I have before. So I don't do any rituals with the moon anymore. I don't give it any more of my attention than I have to. But it's still good to know energetically what's planned or what the energy is right for with the different moon cycles, so you know what's potentially available. But yeah, that next eclipse might be, so the eclipse cycle lasts from, the day that it first hits, then 2 weeks later, you'll have the next eclipse. And sometimes 2 weeks later, you'll have yet another eclipse. So it'll be like a 4 weeks eclipse cycle. But we don't have that this year at all, or last year or the year before. We didn't have any 4-week eclipse cycles. 2 weeks, starting April 20th, you have that 2 weeks corridor for the next eclipse happening May. I always call May March in my head. I don't know why. May 6th. And then that will last 6 months. So May, so June, July, August, September, October, November. So early November-ish, we'll have that next eclipse cycle pop off. So I think this lunar eclipse cycle that's starting April and May, over that next 6 months is when this person's energy might be coming in. Or at the very least, you could be working very diligently between now and November, that next eclipse cycle, to clear your field for this person to come in, Florence. All right, exciting. Florence is trying to manifest some love, and that love is out there. So yeah, do your cleansing, clearing, and due diligence. I think I've said that a lot today too. My mom used to tell me I had catchphrase Tourette's, or certain movie quote Tourette's. I would just keep repeating it over and over. My kids do that. They'll go around all day saying bruh, like bro, but like bruh. And then I accidentally catch myself saying that because they've triggered it within me. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Agree with you, Amanda. I had serious health issues for 3 years ago. Doctors did not give me much hope about being fully cured and suggested immediate operations, but I'm still going strong without medication. That's amazing. See, the power of suggestion is very real. So if certain professionals, and of course we give them our sovereignty and our power because they're the professional. What do we know? Well, we know everything because at least on an innate wisdom nature of our body knows what we need. We just need to listen to the symptoms. And a lot of the medical interventions are more just putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound. They're kind of addressing symptoms, not the root cause. Not the root cause. A lot of holistic medical, I don't even know if you want to call them medical, but a lot of holistic, healers, they are more in alignment with getting to the root cause of something, or even quantum healing. And Sandy, if you want to do some quantum healing, issues, Raylene with Roots Restored Wellness. Check her out. I highly recommend. I'm not currently offering many of my own healing sessions just because I don't have time. And when I do get them really online, I want to really devote a lot of my effort to that. But I'm not at that place quite yet where I can do that. So look up here. So Sandy. So Roots Restored Wellness. And she offers every Monday. She has a live stream where she talks about the offerings that she's giving that week as far as different sessions. And they're called group sessions, and they're $50 a piece. And she will work with a group of people, but she clears not just physical symptoms. Like she cured herself of Lyme disease and co-infections of Lyme disease that she had for over 28 years. She's not on any medications. She had a healthy pregnancy after doing quantum healing with her womb center, where she was told she would never have children. I mean, she's done it all. So as far as your specific issue, you can, when you book the issue specific, which she usually offers at least every other Monday, but you can get on her mailing list. Just check her channel out, and you can find all her like mailing lists. And you can even request a free assessment on her what do you call it website. Geez, words are hard today. And she will let you know. She tunes into your inner self to let you know what is most needed at this time. And you can just even tell her in your assessment what your prognosis or diagnosis is from your healthcare professional, and you can really tailor your sessions with her to getting to the root cause of whatever is causing your physical symptoms. And they might just go away. Just saying. Check her out, Sandy. I would be remiss if I did not give you that information, because I already know I'm getting chills. I know you would highly benefit and greatly benefit from her help with quantum healing. This isn't putting band-aids on gunshot wounds and addressing symptoms of a root cause. This is literally getting and restoring the roots. It's right within her name. Roots Restored Wellness, getting to the root cause of an issue using quantum healing. And you don't have to be anywhere specific at any time of day. She will just send you the notes of the group that she worked on, and your energy is absolutely included in that. And wow, I have seen a lot of major issues and cycles I kept going through in certain relationships, and just in my ability to attract good into my life. I closed out a lot of cycles just getting healing with her. So I highly recommend her to anybody. And she's got all sorts. You can go to her website and see all the different sessions she offers. And she even has videos on her, like a playlist of videos kind of corresponding to give you in-depth information about each of those sessions. And I'm not like sponsored by her or anything. If I know something that works, I will then tell you. I will never offer information or wisdom on anything I haven't vetted out for myself first, as far as healing and spiritual stuff like that. So check that out. And again, you can email through that free assessment on her website and let her know what your issues are, and ask her to tune in, because she doesn't just get this information she doesn't work with any guides. I love that. She just goes directly to your inner self, directly connected to source, original source creator. So it was just all lined up perfectly that I found her. I actually found her a few years back, but didn't ever book sessions with her until I had this like rude awakening from the awakening. Well, I was booking them before that, but just knowing she doesn't work with any of outside entity interference, you're getting the real deal. So check it out, Sandy. I know that's going to benefit you a lot, and it's pretty affordable, $50, and she clears so much per session. But if she doesn't have a session directly tailored to exactly what you're needing, you can book an issue specific session, letting her know in the notes when you book it, this is the issue I'm dealing with, and blah, blah, blah. And then you can address that within the session. So it's awesome. Check her out. All right. So up next, we have Earthy Deva for a 1-card read. Let me know if you're here. Anna, I just want to make sure you're here. Otherwise, I can definitely timestamp. I can definitely do that. Take it under my water. And I'm going to add Get to Like Array to this list. And 1 card for Anna, whose name I spelled wrong on the donation list, looks like. Let me back that up. Okay. So copy paste my list so you can see those that have donated where you're at in the lineup. And we're gonna get right to it. Oh, we have an ad coming in 44 seconds. So I might actually run and use the bathroom. I've been drinking a lot of water. I've been up in the game with my water because when I get psychically attacked, I get really dehydrated. So I'm gonna go do that. So if you return from the ad and I'm not back yet, just give it a second, okay? Oh, you didn't get the ad the last 2 times. Well, maybe not everybody gets it. I don't know. Yeah, it just said for some viewers. Yeah, ads will run shortly for some viewers. So we'll just take this as the opportunity real quick for me to go relieve my bladder, and we'll be right back. So yeah, I'll be right back. You guys see me in my pajamas? Pajama pants? I'll be right back, guys. All right, we're back. Get that lotion going. All right. Hopefully it's not sticky on the cards here. Yes, let's see. Okay, hi Sherry. You are joining us. I had to take a quick break. Yeah, but we are back. We are getting into a 1-card read for Earthy Deva, which I am going to timestamp just because she's probably not here. So I'm going to cross out last time's live stream timestamp. So Earthy Deva, we are at 1:31:31. Cool. She always gets the cool timestamps too. Maybe not every time, but quite a few times she does. Okay, Anna, Earthy Deva, let's head over to email and see your question, my dear. So, oops, did I go too far up? No, not far enough. Okay, there we are. Hi, Amanda. I know I already asked a similar question, but I'd like some guidance on how I can feel more at peace and worthy of the love and devotion I'm experiencing and want to experience, especially these first few weeks / months where everything is so new. Thank you. Absolutely. Well, it's not unheard of to ask again, a week or a couple weeks later about the same question because, actions we've taken since then or haven't taken since then can shift timelines. So let's just see if you're still on track. At least this is the current timeline you're on. What you need to know as far as being able to feel more at peace and worthy of that love and devotion that you are experiencing, and just anything you need to know about that. Oh, I did a collective reading at the beginning. We kind of had like a gossip session, not gossip, but like, talking about the what do you call it? Like just the entity, like psychic attack that's going on for a lot of us right now. And we did a collective reading on how to deal with that. And we got some really great information on how to deal with that. So if you want to check that out, and oftentimes I will do a free 1-card pull first 20 minutes of the live stream only. So you can always get in on all of those free things that I offer. And yeah, chit chat, more chit chat. I don't think we were gossiping about anybody or anything, but yeah. In the collective reading. But yeah, I always offer something for free for those that either don't want to or can't afford. And I think the reading started after the 36-minute mark, if I'm not mistaken, remembering. It might be different for you because we're not posted up yet. We're still live, so that time might be. But sometimes you can put it on 2 times speed and just hear me talk really fast, and then you can catch up if your mind can process all of that, quick. To catch up, just to see what you missed. So that's what we did. But yeah, if you wanted to donate, I can absolutely add you to the donation list, which we are currently working with right there. That's our current donation list. So Anna, Earthy Davis. Sorry, we did timestamp Anna and then I went off on a tangent. So my apologies, Anna. We're getting back to your question now, my dear. I just wanted to address the questions in the comments so everybody knew what was going on. Okay, so how can she feel more at peace and worthy of love and devotion she is experiencing and want to experience? Okay, well, there's a lot to say here, apparently. So I'll go back to my camera view because I was reading your question again. Okay. Wow, good stuff though. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So Queen of Swords, we'll start with that one. It's the first one I saw here. Well, there really was no free list today. And the days that I do the free personal readings, it's just whoever's here the first 20 minutes and puts the password. It's just usually like, I don't know, a fun number or yeah, a keyword or something. And it's always the first 20 minutes of a live stream I will devote for free one card readings. That way I can give back, and I do a lot of free readings over on my other channel, linked in the description below, Harmony Portal Tarot. I have my most recent one, I think is, if you're wondering when something will happen, today's daily message, today's short, will address. If you have a time frame question that you want answered, I can address that. We also have a what you need to know right now, pick a card reading that went up on, was that Wednesday? And the April pick a card reading is up on my other channel, linked in the description below. Oh, you tried to subscribe and it wouldn't let you for a little while. Yeah, that is so interesting. I don't know why. A lot of people are having issues subscribing or staying subscribed on all my different channels. So it's a weird thing. And I don't know, at least on my end, how to control that, or your end, how to control that. I think it's just like glitches and algorithm things. But yeah, anyway, sorry, Anna. Yes, we have the Queen of Swords. So speaking into reality or being able to speak your needs and even just being in clear communication with your new person, that, you are struggling a bit, just, believing you deserve this. And I'm sure he's going to be very understanding, but being in good communication about how you're feeling will definitely help him understand where you're coming from and not take it personally when you can't receive that beautiful love he's bringing toward you, if that's the case. But I do see a new way forward here with love for you. And I think it really does involve, look, 2 pages. This is definitely a bright, beautiful new beginning for you to clear out past stuff. And it doesn't even have to do with past romantic connections you had or unrequited love or anything like that. This could be just things that you learned growing up, or even things from past life that are affecting you in this life that you maybe struggle to have a new beginning with. But there's a new beginning here, and you speaking into existence this new beginning for yourself, Anna, and just feeling this passion, just really leaning into the passion and the attraction that you have, because it's a very attractive energy here. Just to be able to attract somebody and love somebody and feel loved yourself, and that you deserve the love of this person, that you deserve the love of yourself. But at this time, it's a ripe time for you to have a new beginning in your love life, in not just this new relationship that's come into your life, because absolutely that is its new beginning in and of itself, but a new beginning in the way forward for you, and not having to, just default to old beliefs about yourself, or, and they're not true. These beliefs about yourself, not being lovable, not being worthy, absolutely not true. But you're finding a new way forward. And this to me feels like just keep going, because look, your hard work is going to pay off. You being in open communication with your person about how you're feeling and honoring yourself, loving yourself. And the more you open up to love yourself and allow others to love you, it's going to become a little easier, and then a little easier, and then a little easier. But I'm also getting kind of a 7 of Pentacles vibe from this one today as well, which is that patience card. Just having patience with yourself, loving yourself through the frustration of not being able to love yourself fully, really is key here. And standing up for yourself, especially when you get these negative thoughts about how you're not lovable. That's not you. It's not you at all. It's this entity interference and just dark energy, dark entities that are, trying to feed off of you, which is such a prevalent problem. And if you've missed the collective reading I did at the beginning, a lot of us are under psychic attack. They really do attack our thought process. So we might think we're, looking fat or looking ugly or not worthy of love, or, whatever it is. That they will feed on these insecurities and keep presenting them as fact or front and center of our brain activity, to get a rise out of us, so they can use that energy to feed on. So you are the observer of the thoughts, not the thoughts. And the thoughts, just because you thought them, does not make them true. You are worthy. You are lovable, but you are in observation mode about some of the thoughts coming up and just wondering where they're coming from, or just saying that's not true. You hear something rude going on in your head and just like, that's not true. Even saying it out loud is very powerful, because these entities will be like, oh, she's onto us. Oh my gosh. And they will either amp it up or step it back, because if they realize you're in your sovereignty, they might try to amp it up to break you down again. But after a while, they'll realize if you're holding firm in that sovereignty, that I'm not listening to what you're saying, they'll start to back off, because they realize they can go have fun somewhere else with someone who isn't so hard to break down. Oh, you feel it's a major part of the attack part. Yeah. Sometimes the question we are thinking about get answered in someone else's reading. That absolutely happens on my channel. So sometimes just the fact that your consciousness is being projected here right now, your energy is wrapped up here. So for sure. Yeah. All right, Anna, I hope that answered your question. Sorry of the delay, but I definitely wanted to answer the questions in the chat just so people knew what was going on over here. Okay, so up next, we have somebody, and that somebody is Kirsten. Kirsten, you are next, my dear, and just let me know or remind me that you are here. Otherwise, I can definitely timestamp that if she's not here, because I think she has her question in PayPal. Yeah, no question in PayPal, so we will have to wait for her question. Yeah. So we will wait for that for a moment, and then get to Licka Ray. You are on deck, and then Cheyenne, I'm timestamping her 1-card read. Yeah, I see 4 people here. Oh, and it just went down to 3 for me anyway. Yeah. Oh, there she is. Yay. She's stuck between 2 guys. Vikrant, I hope I'm saying that right, and Kenny. Who should I choose, and how will the relationship play out? Okay, so if this wasn't you talking about Kenny before, it feels like a familiar energy to me that I've read on before. It just popped in like, so this person, either you've been associated with them over the past year or 2. There's someone you've known for a while. Let's just put it that way. So there's like past energy entwined with Kenny's energy. And I don't know that that's your best bet forward. But let's see, as far as, we'll just still pull cards, but that just intuitively popped up that Kenny feels like been around the block, or, okay, because this person is new, this might be past life energy. So we're going to tune in. We're going to pull cards for each and just kind of do mini readings on each to make one big reading, if that makes sense. So let's get Vikrant's energy. Again, if I'm saying his name wrong, energetically, we know what's going on. So we have the sun. It came out flipped out in reverse, but even the sun in reverse is still the sun. So like, hello. And very interesting, we got the twins here. I mean, the sun is more of a Leo energy, but I'm getting a very Gemini vibe from this. So Vikrant can have possible twins in the family tree, or be a twin themselves, or he just has like a Gemini placement, sun, moon, rising, or other placements within Gemini, or just very air, could even be younger than you. Doesn't have time, but wants a relationship at some point. Kenny is looking for friends, but seems to be interested in me. Oh, cool. Gotcha. Yeah. Things seem to be going well in Vikrant's career. I will say that. Or just a sense of purpose. He might have even recently had a breakup. Or there's something, time-wise, he's going to have to walk away from something in his life to make room for a relationship. So I would say maybe right now is not the best time. Even though the sun came out, remember, it kind of came out in reverse. Doesn't mean that there isn't potential here. I'd say there would be potential, but he'd have to walk away from some of the commitments he's got going on. If it's work, he's very busy, but does want the relationship. He's going to have to make time for the relationship. And until that's a factor, the relationship can't quite take. You know what I'm saying? As far as Kenny goes, let's get Kenny's energy on deck. Okay, we got 2. Okay. Well, there's Leo energy, which normally we got Leo from the sun as well, but we're getting more of a Gemini vibe for Vikrant. And then for Kenny, we got strength, and we have the hermit. So I can totally see that's like friend zone right now. Friend zone energy, but there is potential for passion. Yeah, I do see it being work or something he's got a lot of his mental process involved in. If it's not work, it's something he's doing that's taking a lot of his mental thought process. Could be a project, could be creativity, could be like a home remodel. I mean, that would take a lot of mental processing, or could even be like something that's not very good going on. Could be like some family drama, or something that he's just got a lot of mental things wrapped up in. Like he thinks about it a lot. He's trying to problem solve for it a lot, which, for most people, that would be career. Because a lot of times when we're offering a good or a service, we're trying to, fix issues or fix problems, help people with their problems in some capacity. Plumbers will fix people with their plumbing issues. Electricians will help people with their electrical issues. Accountants will help people with their financial issues. So it's like problem solving, and to me, that a lot of times will be work. Though it could be something if he's not very emotionally connected to his work, it could be like a family drama or trauma relationship. If he is recently single, it could be just him overcoming issues of that past. Engineer, okay, there we go. Yeah, so there's a lot of problem solving when you're an engineer, and you can also be very busy. My husband was a network engineer who's now a network architect, but similar vibe. So I totally get that, he's constantly problem solving, troubleshooting. So it's a very mental capacity thing. If he's not recently single, this could just be some family stuff, or even just baggage from that past relationship from a while ago that he's still maybe dealing with and not quite ready. Yes, he may feel ready on the surface for a relationship, but there's some healing that he's maybe doing or needs to do before he's ready to fully jump in and commit, and might even be using the fact that he's busy as an excuse, even though he likes you. I feel like he could like you. Yeah. Getting to know each other better. And I think for now, that's perfect. That's really what you're doing. As far as Kenny's energy, though, it feels like he's kind of solitary. So if he is spending a lot of time with you and you are getting to know him, it is in a more friendly way, even though, he might be interested, right? I can totally see Vikrant being at least eventually very interested, if not already. It's just he is busy and he's just trying to find the way. Yeah, Kenny, this could definitely be player. It's like I'm putting all this passion out there, but like I'm a one-man band. Like I'm on my own. Like that's the vibe I get. And I really do feel this is past life connection, and in the past where you were in some sort of relationship. It doesn't feel romantic at the time, though. In this past life I'm tuning into, it doesn't feel romantic. Oh, okay, this is what this is. So you were his child in a past life, and he left. So he was your father, you were his son, and he left your mother and two other children. I wanted to say brothers at first, but the youngest one was actually a sister in that past life. So he walked away from his family. I don't see that it was his choice he walked away. He was taken away. So, tuning in, this feels like a prison situation or a forced battle. Like he might have been forced to go to war and then didn't return. Either was a prisoner of war or, oh, interesting. Okay, so you were in England. This is so cool. Not cool at the time. Obviously, it was very heartbreaking. But he was someone who was committed or like accused of a crime. I see he was involved in the crime. It was stealing something, like stealing horses. I've seen horses being taken and like a wagon with some stuff, like more like a intricate looking carriage, not just like a wagon. He was part and partial to the theft, but it wasn't his idea. He was kind of like almost a fall guy. He like took the blame. He was kind of wrong place, wrong time, yet he knew what was happening, but it wasn't his idea, and he wasn't going to be the one to benefit from the theft anyway. He was just involved with the wrong crowd. He was doing it for basically pennies on the dollar. He was going to get paid to help his family because you guys were, very ready for some income or some food, just a bump up, some resources coming in. And he was actually sent from interesting, because I was thinking initially with my brain, oh, this has got to be the US. You were actually sent to he was sent to Australia. Like he was a criminal. We're sending these criminals away. They would do that though. They would send a lot of criminals on ships over to the US at the time. Just like, we don't want you in our country anymore. And kind of like they were loosening up on their grasp of just executing everybody that came around and did the wrong thing. And they just shipped him off to Australia. It wasn't even the US. Shipped him off to Australia. And you felt the great loss of your father because he was gone. It wasn't his choice to leave. I mean, I guess his choices led to him being gone, but you know what I'm saying. So you might feel that he's gonna just disappear on you, and that might be why. Um, but yeah, let's just get one more on Kenny's energy. Anything else? Look, he's literally on a raft traveling away. But it says change in progress. So you could possibly come back from this. You could, maybe this connection in this life is to heal that energy from that life. I would just say keep an open mind with both guys and just see where things go. You don't need to make any hard and fast decisions any at all right now. And both of them have past life connections. So there's soulmate energy with both of them, you know, in a way. So I would say just make any changes you see fit and progress with which feels the best. And if things end up working out with one and not another, or vice versa, or you go your separate ways with both of them, remains to be seen. It's just, let things happen. Yeah, the air sign. I was definitely picking up air sign at the very least with this very sun, very Leo energy, but I was picking up definite Gemini vibes, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius are always like right behind Gemini vibes for me anyway. So yeah, just play by ear. There's no reason that you have to make any big decisions right now. Just have fun and get to know people. At the very least, you might end up with some friends, But Vikrant, I could really see his romantic. I mean, I can see they are both romantically attracted to you, but Vikrant might be the one that would actually commit as opposed to Kenny's energy. So, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I hope that answered. Didn't really answer, but it kind of told you, yeah, just no need to make any big decisions. Just feel into it, see what you like, see what happens. All right, get to Leka Ray, my dear. Let's get your question going. And then Cheyenne will be our last, at least the last donation I have thus far. So how will the month of April be for me in life and career? For Get to Leka Ray, tuning into her inner self. How will the month of April be for her in her life and career? I kind of want to do too many readings like we just did with Vikrant and Kenny's energy. We'll do just kind of life and then career. Because I feel like I'm almost seeing like the Two of Pentacles kind of out of balance. Like one might be going very well and the other one might be kind of, I don't know what's going on here. So let's see. For life, for Get to Leka Ray in April, and for career in April. Okay. Yeah, and this is why, very interesting. This is why, because it's kind of like, up in the air. Like, what do I choose? What do I do? And this is for your life in general. There's going to be a lot of new timelines, possible opportunities open for you to meet new people, for you to do new things, go new places, have some fun, maybe take some time off of work, quite possibly. There might be a new project or something or someone you're working with that you're really forming a connection to, or you're really feeling a sense of purpose with at work. So this is good. This is good energy. I really like to see the Knight of Cups. That's emotional investment / emotional fulfillment coming in. Let's get some clarification on what this could be at work. I really do feel this might be your connection to a coworker is strengthening. Like you're just becoming better friends with someone. Yeah, you're having a more spiritual connection with someone at work. Sorry, I wasn't here for my reading, but I will look at it later. Oh man, I wish I'd have known that. I would have time-stamped it for you, Florence. But it should be decently easy to find if you just keep watching when it posts. I'm going to slow down and let you know what I'm trying to say. Gemini Moon, I just want to get all my information out. So when the video posts, if you just kind of scroll ahead, I know it was definitely, Earthly David was after you. So it was definitely before the 1 hour, 31 minute, 31 second mark. Unless she was right after you. Let me look at the lineup. You were before her. So you go to around the 120 mark, 1 hour, 20 minute mark. And then just kind of fast forward if you need to get to yours. We should be addressing yours between 120 and 131. So there's like an 11-minute time. Might have been right before that. I'm not sure. Because I did take a bathroom break and all that during then. But yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Tried to steer you in the direction. Okay, Get to Leka Ray. Let's get some ideas of what's going on with this possible new opportunities coming in your personal life, just life in general. Ooh, 5 of Cups. So you might be letting go of something or just kind of shifting from one way of being into another, shifting your focus from something that might have been bringing you down. Could have even been some, connections, maybe even related to what was going on in the last question I answered for you last week's live stream. Just shifting your focus from those family connections and just what's going on with, things that are kind of bringing you down, and instead now shifting your focus to things that lift you up, that bring you joy. Could even be your spiritual practice. Maybe you're implementing some new thing spiritually, or just finding new ways to show up in your day-to-day life, maybe switching up your routine. Yeah, it's very physical. So maybe even getting some exercise, or going new places. Again, you're going new places, maybe meeting new people, but it's very material world. Maybe even buying something that you've had your eye on for a while that's going to improve your life in some way. I mean, for someone that could look like a car, for someone else that could look like, depending on what you're kind of in the market for personally, could even be like new craft supplies, art supplies, maybe even a new pet, a new bird. We do have a bunny down here, or a new other type of animal if that's something you're into. Because I always see this as a person who has animals, and I know you got your lovely little birdies there. Let's just see if you are maybe one of those birds is expecting. 'Cause sometimes that Queen of Pentacles shows up in different tarot decks as pregnant. If that bird is expecting, or possibly you're getting a new bird or something's doing with that. Well, wish fulfillment. So if you want new birdie babies, that might be coming in, or if you're wanting to acquire a new pet, a bird or otherwise, it doesn't just have to be a bird. There's some wish fulfillment though going on around your home. Maybe you're just making it more reflective of your personality, or I know you were doing some home projects a while back. I don't know if you're redecorating or doing the kind of Vastu Shastra, kind of mixing up the energy of the home and making it flow better for yourself. Oh, chicks hatched in January. Now again, the parents lay the eggs. Oh, fun! See, that's so fun. I think that would be so fun, dealing with little birdie babies. Yeah, I watched this YouTuber called Albert the Chick. I don't know if you've seen, but he like got. I think it all started. He got a duck egg from a grocery store, and he hatched it, and like it just started this passion for him to find eggs and then hatch them, and hope and pray that they live, and then he'll bring them to life. It's very cool. Let me see. It's Albert. Oh, the chick called Albert. Chick called Albert. I think that's his YouTube channel. But if you love birds and you love, watching eggs hatch and seeing the progress and watching them grow up, such a fun YouTube channel. Check it out. I got chills saying that. So maybe there's some inspiration in that for you. Yeah, we got some quick moving energy though going on in your personal life. You might be shifting directions, just something different, doing something different, spending your free time doing new things. Again, could be some travel with this Knight of Swords, just moving, like a spur of the moment trip. Maybe you get off work and you're like, I want to go to this coffee shop or this really good restaurant I haven't been to in a long time. Just a spur of the moment thing. And then maybe you run into someone you haven't seen in a while, or maybe you meet someone new. I mean, you just never know. The possibilities really are endless here. But there's some fresh new energy coming in. Created some awesome homemade agabati, incense with premium quality natural things. Oh, that's fun. See, that's a fun project to work on. And there's some sense of purpose behind that. And it can be very spiritual, especially if you're using that incense in your spiritual practice. That's amazing. Yeah, so fun. Yeah, baby birds. Oh my goodness, birds are so fun. I love birds. I've never personally had my own bird, but my grandma always had birds when I was growing up, and my in-laws actually had a bird. He was a Quaker parrot, and he was so funny. He was so sassy, and he'd say things. He was fun. But he actually passed away right before my youngest was born. It was a very sad day. I still have one of his lovely green feathers that he would shed feathers once in a while, and I still have one of his feathers. I do believe, now that I'm thinking, I think it's in the console of my old car that's parked in my driveway. We don't drive it. The transmission's really bad in it. I think that his feather is in the console of that car. I should probably get it and bring it in. 21. Aw. Need to reduce some. Worried about the future of my birds. Aw. Well, that could be what's going on, is you just deciding, finding good homes for them. Rehoming them or selling them on some sort of community board or platform. Like here in the US on Facebook, we'll have like a for sale site, or like Facebook Marketplace, Facebook for sale, Facebook yard sale, where you can, look for people who are in the market for whatever it is you got to sell, whether it's rabbits or chicks or birds or, your old underwear. Probably no one's selling their old underwear, whatever it is. clothing, furniture, that type of stuff. I'm sure there's going to be someone out there that would want um, some lovely birds. Birds are so fun. But I hope that answered. Yeah, I feel like at work specifically, I just want to get one more about work because we would talk more about the personal life than the work, but I want to just get one more on work for good to like array. Yeah, affirmation for growth. So that Knight of Cups that came out for work, we got an ad coming in 39 seconds. But yeah, that Knight of Cups that came out for your work. This is just growing, maybe growing that relationship or strengthening a relationship with someone in your life at work, someone at work, or you're meeting someone through your work that you can have a bond with. It feels good though. And any projects you're starting at this time or in the near future are going to grow and prosper very well. There's a lot of growth and maybe an upward growth in your career as far as just more responsibility or more money or promotion, raise. That's always a potential for you in your field. I see a lot of that. All right, 5 seconds from our ad, but I hope that resonated, Gettaleka. Thanks again for your donation. All right. Also have options to sell, but I cannot know how they will treat my birds. Oh, yeah, that's the thing, is you want them treated well and loved and cared for the way you would love and care and treat them. Absolutely. Yeah. You don't want to have to deal with somebody who's going to take the bird and then not do the right thing. But I think that's where your intuition comes in. Let's just see if you are going to be able to rehome some of these birds, what the type of people that are coming toward these birds is before we go. And hopefully you can see this, Gettaleka. I hope you're not still on your ad. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. I feel like someone's going to treat them right, especially when you're asking in a business capacity. 4 of Pentacles is a great card. It's someone who's going to hold on to what they have. Yeah, Queen of Swords. They'll probably sing to the birds. They'll communicate to the birds. Yeah, I don't see anything bad. Of course, of you using your own intuition when you're rehoming these birds to vet people out if you want to meet them, or if they are coming to your place to see the birds, just feeling the vibe, feeling their energy is a great indicator of, rather than just posting it online and just seeing who comes and wants to take the bird and then you meet them somewhere with the bird and then you get a bad vibe. Maybe doing like a meet and greet. I don't know if that's even a thing, but that could help your peace of mind with the birds. And maybe even just saying, I want my birds to go to a lovely home, so I would love to meet you first, just to see if it's a good fit. Because anyone who has a true heart and really would love to have these birds would not see that would be a problem or an issue. Someone who's like, oh, they're just going to judge me, and you don't want them to have your birds anyway. You want someone who is like, oh, that's amazing. This person cares about these birds so much. They want to make sure I'm a good person. Yes, let's do this. Let's meet up and see if I'm a good fit for her birds. So, just being forthright with, wanting a good home for them. I don't think there's anything at all wrong with that. And I've, in fact, seen people getting like litters of puppies or kittens free to a good home. And they say to a good home. And they will sometimes want to meet up with someone first just to do the vibe check, and anyone who has a good heart and is going to treat that dog right is not going to be offended by you wanting to do a bit of a vibe check with their energy to make sure it's a good fit, and just because, dogs are very loyal, specifically we're on the dog example, but not every dog would do good with every person. Even if this person would vibe really well with this dog, maybe this dog isn't going to really respond well to this person's personality. So I would think it would even be in the people's best interest that want the birds to make sure it's a good fit, or if this is the type of bird they want, or, to make that sure the vibe is right for them as well. So meet and greet would be a great opportunity to make sure the birds are going to the right place. Yeah, for sure. All right, so up next we have Cheyenne with her 1-card read. I do believe, yes. Okay, so I'm going to do 20315 for Cheyenne. 20315 timestamp, and we are going over to her question, which is, I'm getting there. Okay. Hi, Amanda. I'm delighted I passed my driving test. Yay. We are so here for it, Cheyenne. That is amazing. We are so happy and so proud of you. At least I know I am. And I'm sure most of the rest of the chat that knows you've been really wanting this is so happy for you. So you're worried to tell your family. Could I have a card for my authentic source and my inner self, please? Yes. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I'm already tuning in. You're probably a little worried that the family just might take this to their advantage or use you for their own gain to be able to drive them places, which you should not have to if you do not want to. Um, as far as you telling them at all, I mean, they're probably going to see you getting in the car and going places. So I don't think not telling them is going to be an option, especially if you're still living there. So let's just see if you do tell them any words of wisdom or advice from your inner self, Cheyenne, true spirit. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, they're definitely going to see this as an opportunity to take their lives to the next level or to get rides somewhere or to, specifically the father energy I'm seeing is your father may be wanting you to take him around now that you've got this, new driver's license under your belt. Yeah, but you're going to be able to tell him, I passed my driving test, and here are my ground rules for this. As far as how he will respond to that, let's see how he'll respond if Cheyenne puts ground rules in place with her taking him places. Yeah, he might just want to hold on to things, hold it close to his chest, or, just kind of almost act as if he's not hurt by that. And it's not that you hurt him by saying, I'm not just at your beck and call to be your taxi, your own online, personal, live in personal taxi. But just stating what you expect from his behavior here is going to be very helpful for you. And however he takes that, if he takes it as like personal or whatever, that's on him. But this is just one more step. Look, this Cheyenne. This is one more step on the next step for you for your own independence. And I don't think, of course, if your father doesn't want you to move or be more independent, he might not take it the best as far as the context of this card. This could be an amazing card, like I was saying with business and with Get to Like a Raise reading we just did. This is an amazing energy for those specific things. But for you asking about him possibly utilizing you, and I know that wasn't your exact thought, but how your family's going to take it. They're going to see it as an opportunity to advance their own agenda in some way. But also on the flip side of that coin, your father specifically might see it as you gaining more independence from him and the household and be a bit worried that next step you're moving out, which maybe, right? Maybe. But we don't have to go down that road yet, no pun intended, now that you've got your license. But let's see, my dear. Anything you to help empower you in telling your family what's going on here. Yeah, again, just letting him know exactly what you're willing to do and exactly what you're willing not to do. Because this is a philanthropist energy at the heart of it. But when we've got this new opportunity that your fathers or brothers or whoever may see this as an opportunity to use you or utilize you for the rides or, whatever. Or, just it's a very user type of energy or just wanting to see what they can get from you kind of energy. And you're going to have to be the one to keep that into balance and check that at the door. If they're trying to, suggest you do things or go places you don't want to go, you're the one in charge here to say, no, we're doing it this way. If you want to go get a ride from me, it's going to have to be at this time when I'm ready to go. Or, if I don't know if your dad has certain doctor's appointments or something, but to me, it feels like there's certain standing appointments, or at least he has these appointments every so often that he just would expect you to take him. And of course, you do not have to take him if you do not want to. But if you are going to take him, just let him know, yes, I will take you to this appointment and that appointment and that appointment. But I'm not just free range like, oh, I want to go. I feel like going and getting this. Let's go. Just setting very clear, sacred boundaries around what your new independence is bringing for you. But I do see this as an opportunity, as we were kind of tuning into maybe you moving out. This just puts you one step further into your independence to be able to live your life the way you see fit without all this family interference. Let's just get a closing idea here. Yeah, just shifting the focus and not feeling like the child. Because again, this kind of balances the power of you being the child. And I think you've really been balancing more as kind of the caregiver toward your father, at least, and maybe even some of the brothers using you for money and all sorts of things. So the balance of power is now in your favor as far as the one people are relying on, that you are really forming your own independence. But you setting those boundaries is what's going to be the thing here. Say, I got my license, but ... This is what I expect. This is, what I will provide for you if I choose to provide anything. If you're going to tell them flat out, I'm not taking you anywhere, then absolutely that is your prerogative and you can do that as well. So don't feel that just because you have this, that you're obligated now to take the father and brother and whoever anywhere. You're not obligated to do any of it. And in fact, you telling people where you stand with things will actually help the energy, because they won't just be expecting and then you will have to be giving, 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 and then you'll be resenting and then you'll be mad. Just saying right out the gate communicating what you expect. They will finally get and understand what's going on, and they will, especially if you hold firm on those boundaries and say what you're going to do or not do, and you don't lean one way or another when they like coerce you into it. If you can just be firm and be firm and be firm, you're going to see eventually they won't ask for certain things that you're not willing to give, if that makes sense. So yay, Cheyenne again. Big, big, big congratulations. Yes, we absolutely have time, Amber. Absolutely. We are still here. Let's do it. So Amber has donated for a full read, I do believe. Let me double check. Yes, my dear. Okay. So we had tuned into my business and website in a reading in November last year. That time, the message was, so things will not move until April. So it has happened almost, have been in hibernation mode / gestation period. Yeah, that was a whole thing, wasn't it? I would love to have a new perspective around it now for my true organic creator and my true organic inner self. That spark, that true spark. Yes, just so you know, I saw a lady doing my style of dot painting, making $1,500 from just 130. Yes, absolutely. The potential and the opportunity is out there. It's just about, like we were kind of talking about, in the beginning. It's like these people with the true essence. It's like their art will sell for pennies on the dollar. Of some of these kind of, I just call them creepy people. They have no soul. They have no spark of God within them. They're just like bots or like background people. And they can sometimes sell, in the case of paintings or something, they can like do a very abstract painting that looks like a child could have done it and sell it for like hundreds of thousands of dollars at times. But then you have someone who's doing like something so amazing and from their heart that like really struggles to sell that painting for a 1,000 or 100 even sometimes. And it's like, just shows you what an imbalance of divine creative power we have on this planet, and how certain ones are revered and others are just held back or suppressed. I'm not saying that's your case, but I'm just saying that we're going to have to work. Those of us that have that creative true spark are going to have to work even harder. Another prime example, Amber, would be if I were to publish my book series through a traditional publisher, I would probably have to change it inside and out, upside down and backwards, and have some sort of political agenda. Almost everything I've read in like the young adult genre in the last probably 3 or 4 years has just been some political agenda, some societal agenda, all very liberal leaning, very left sided, which, don't get me wrong, the left has a lot of good ideas. The right has good ideas, but the way both sides tend to want to go about things is like an all or nothing approach. You have to do it our way. And I'm just like, I'm not even on your spectrum. I am not two wings of the same corrupt bird. I'm just going to do things my way. Oh, you texted a pic of the painting. Oh, the lady with her painting. Ooh, I'd love to see. But yeah, if I were to go the traditional route, I would not be rewarded, because my life force energy that I'm bringing forward with my creativity in this regard would have to be chopped and basically go under the surgical knife of the agendas and the politics and the social norms and the political correctness that is just not from my soul, not from, technically more from my spirit. So it wouldn't do well in a traditional setting, and in fact they would probably laugh me right out of there, because the message I'm delivering does not align with the matrix. Your art might be a lot different because it's not words written and all of that, but I'm going to open this and see. Ooh, that is beautiful. Wow. Yeah, you can see the love and care. And I would say that would be worth every penny of that. And I love the little pops of colors. And I know you can do this exact same thing. I mean, you have your own, your beautiful peacock, and the other one you did was so beautiful. Yeah, I would say it's about, because she's not just taking a photo of it, with bad lighting and on a table. And she herself is very beautiful, which also you are too, Amber. But it's about branding yourself and your art in such a way that's appealing to people who would want to buy it. And of course, you would probably want to sell to people who are of a more spiritual persuasion rather than like backdrop people. Um, you know, because the people who with the true essence, true spark will appreciate that work so much more than, your average bot. So yeah, and you can see how she's packaged is very nice. So someone's going to want to click on that and look further and then maybe purchase that. So it's all about your own branding, your own marketing, and that takes time to put all that behind the scenes stuff. And you can do it. It is that something's amiss with the current algorithms. What's actually promoted is not usually us, our type. We're going to have to promote ourselves and work even harder than someone who posts one thing and it's like the algorithm picks it up because it knows it can feed off that energy. They can definitely feed off our energy as well, but when we put very, particular parameters in place for them not to feed off our energy, my channels are a prime example. They just won't promote them. They just won't show them to people. The algorithm will suppress them in some way. So any kind of advertising, not just like YouTube videos, really any kind of advertising you're doing on any kind of social media platform, it runs on an algorithm. So we're kind of tossed to the waves of algorithm. But of course, if we are promoting these things ourselves and connecting to our true original sparks, right? We can then utilize that network of our own divine spark to find other divine sparks that will integrate and want to purchase what we're selling. And maybe we're going to want to buy things from them because we're of the same frequency. And it's almost like we're creating our own divine matrix above the fake matrix that was put over the original divine matrix here on the planet. So the lady who said she will work on my website is ghosting me. And as I told you, I feel my creativity is ghosting me as well. But now I will take one step at a time. Yeah. And that's really all you really need to do is take that sovereignty one step at a time. Very Queen of Wands energy. Very Queen of Wands energy is what we need to really embody our own inner Queen of Wands, whether you're male or female. It's that divine spark within us, really, and claiming our sovereignty back. And then the King of Wands energy is us showing that divine spark to the world and not giving any F's what the algorithms or the bots or the background people or the controllers have to say about it, because we can still be in the world but not of it and find our ways to the top in any way we can. Of course, the top for us is going to be a lot different than the top for a lot of these controlled people that can easily, or at least on the surface, I mean, we don't know what their true lives are like. This could all be a facade, like the Truman Show. If you haven't seen that movie, that would be a great indication of what's actually going on. You look at Truman as the true source spirit that's incarnated in a body, and everyone else is just this bot trying to trick him into thinking this is reality. I'm sure there are some divine sparks of people within that show if you want to really break it down and look. But yeah, it's all about us finding our way in the energies and the mud and the muck that we're dealt and making our way anyway. It's going to be a lot harder for someone like us, but we can still do it. Again, though, it still may not be on that grand scale that some of these heights, some of these people are able to reach. But let's tune in for you specifically with your business, getting your art out there to the right people. Because I don't know about you, but I would rather do readings for people who are of the divine light than just average bots. And that's the thing. Bots don't come to my channel. Bots don't come here and want a free reading or even a paid reading. They just don't, because they don't align with this type of work at all. Not to say that there aren't, background people or whatever that aren't on spiritual channels watching pick a cards and stuff. There are, but they just don't tend to engage with my content because it doesn't compute. It doesn't register for them. And your art, Amber, may not register if you're putting your deep passion into it. It may not register with all these bots. We'll just call them bots for lack of a better word. I don't know how else to explain these people that don't have that divine spark within them. But there are millions and millions and millions of them out there. And they just won't align with someone who's putting their soul onto a page or their spirit onto the page or the canvas. But that doesn't mean we can't find the people out there that appreciate and love and will be so happy to hang that beautiful art on their wall. And not only that, pay for it. Pay what it's worth. But let's see for you specifically what you can do. Yeah, look, There is a way. You will find your own way. But again, you're rising above just the matrix of it. It's almost like, this is creating that kind of snow globe of the matrix. It's down here and you're rising above. Yeah. Yeah. It is definitely hijacked by entities. Anybody that is trying to work within just the systems that are in place, a lot of them can make it work for a while, but then it crashes and burns. And I tried to, just go with the flow of the YouTube algorithm, and it worked for me for a while on the Done Creative until I started thinking, wow, I got a platform now. Well, let me really start speaking some truth. And then they shut that down right quick. When I was just very general and vague about things and not diving deeper into certain things, I was promoted and promoted and promoted. The second I started putting little nuggets of wisdom and truth within that, it got locked and loaded. I got bombarded with just crickets. So yeah, snow globe, matrix. Because when we're in the matrix, we think the snow globe that we are in of the matrix is reality. We think this is it. This is what we got going on. We might have this essence or understanding deep down that there's something outside that snow globe, but we don't feel we have access to it. But when we realize that a great part of who we actually are is outside of that matrix or that snow globe, that can open so many avenues for us. But again, the old ways of operating in the matrix aren't going to work for those that have found that connection outside of it. So we're going to have to maybe experiment with new ways in business, with spirit business, not soul business, but spirit business. We're going to have to find new ways forward, new ways of marketing ourselves, new ways of advertising ourselves. Yeah, we're going to probably have to network together. Like I was telling for Brianna with, finding a compatible, person or business owner that has something that kind of goes in alignment with what you're doing, and each promote each other. And then that can spread and that can spread, because there are a lot. I mean, there were millions and millions and millions of those bots out there, but there are also a lot of true divine sparks. And when we meet another true divine spark, it goes way above and beyond just your everyday average bot connection you have with people around you that are just operating on autopilot. So when you find those divine sparks, it just feels much, much more intense. In a good way, though. In a good way. When I saw you were doing the collective, I saw myself pinned down in depression on purpose. Absolutely. And I felt the same thing. Let's see what's going on with this website lady being ghosted. Amber being ghosted by this website lady. Ace of Swords. Well, there's going to be a new way forward. Either you can open the line of communication to her to get the ball going again when you're ready. I see this maybe being more close to June. When you're fully ready. I don't know. The move is coming in June, though, right? You're moving. So maybe when you're settled in your new time, and maybe that's why things didn't line up this time yet. And by the time you're ready after June, reaching out to her and say, hey, can we get something going? Or if she doesn't respond, you're finding a new person to communicate with and work with that's going to make this avenue work for you. You're definitely going to get it going. It's just, it might be a different avenue than where you're at right now. You know what I mean? Might be a different lady, or maybe just the timelines are just not lining up for you to work with a specific person, that when they do converge, then it's green light, go. Yeah, trying to move then. Yeah. I would say before, the move, just get your bearings and get everything planned for your move and really focus on that. And then when you're moved, and even I'd say maybe a few months after you move and you're settled, that's when you can really put your focus on this. Yeah. Hello, Johnny Blake. Welcome. Yeah, look, we got something from the past is going to come back full circle, and you're going to get, a different result this time. It's not just going to be the same, business as usual. This is going to be a whole new avenue forward. Yeah, but for right now, I think you're just kind of keeping your energy close to the chest so you can make this move. And I mean, a move, a job change, which I think your husband is doing, at least a transfer. So it's still technically a job change. So a job change and a move. These are two pretty big life-changing, life-altering happenstances, right? So things are happening to really shake up the energy of your life. So if we try to change too much all at once, things can really feel heavy and where am I? Who am I? What's going on? So I think focusing on the job change for your husband and the move for all of you, and just kind of getting into your new dynamic where you're at, Doesn't mean you can't be working on art and having still, if your creativity's flowing, you can still devote time to that. But as far as, worrying about all the nuance of the back end of the business, it just might be too much. It just might put you over the edge and everything feels like it's just all balls in the air, juggling, juggling, juggling. It can just be too much. So yeah, I would just say focus first and foremost on these big life-changing decisions that you guys have made and you're ready to partake in, which is amazing and good and it's going to benefit. Probably going to bring a lot of stress though. A move anywhere is stressful, especially across country. But yeah, you're speaking your mind, and this means to me, it's like they're blowing those wishes. So it's like you're planting seeds, you're making plans. Very two of wands energy. I'm seeing of making plans. And if you get great business ideas or art ideas for your business, or ooh, I want my website to look like this, you can absolutely make a Pinterest board or write these things down, draw them out, whatever works for you to get your idea on paper so you don't forget it. Because you might be getting a lot of, especially right now, you might be getting a lot of great ideas through your own thoughts. And this is your inner self coming in to speak to you through your thoughts. Of course, those entities will also speak to you through your thoughts. So we want to make sure we're only listening to the good thoughts. And if those bad thoughts keep coming around, it's probably entity interference. But yeah, transformation and change. So you're going through a major transformation right now, which will help act as that stable, solid foundation for you to then build your business from. Yeah. I'm so talking my mind these days. Yeah, even coming out or sounding rude. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, trying to keep the entity attacks away. He will not change job, just the office. Yeah, that made sense to me. So it's not like a full on whole new job, whole new life, whole new me. But even a transfer, it's going to be all new coworkers, a whole different building and location. Even if the day to day work is the same, it's going to be different in a way. So it's kind of like a half job change, if that makes sense. So yeah, you're focusing on these things now, and then when the time is right, you're going to know when to really, hit the ground running on all the business and the website. And again though, you can be working on little things along the way or even paintings along the way. If you get inspired, why not? Because it can hang on your wall until you're ready to sell it, right? There's no harm in that. Or you can store it away if you want to. If you make something you're really proud of and want to sell later, store it away until you're ready to sell it. Yeah, a lot of rude energy coming up from, that. Johnny Blake, if you did want to ask a question, the first part of the live stream was kind of devoted to a collective reading. If you did want to pay, I can definitely take your question on. Otherwise, I am going to go. I did all my free stuff, like the first hour, I did all the free stuff. But I will be back on Wednesday next week for, I'll probably do a free one card pull, and I always do it the first 20 minutes if I'm doing a free one card pull. If you had a specific question in mind and you didn't want to pay for it, that would be the time and place to come do that. But if you did want to pay the donation, you can look in the description below. Look in the description below for how to pay for that if you want to do that before I go. Otherwise, I've been live, 2 hours, 27 minutes, 20 seconds. So I'm ready to go have some lunch. But if you wanted to do a donation, and all the donations here do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019, and she's still living in a camper trailer. This hopefully is, though, going to be the year we can spend some of that money I've got saved to get her in a new place. But the new place she's wanting to move into is a 1977 double wide trailer, and it needs a new roof, among many other repairs. So we're going to spend a good chunk of that money doing that. But yes, all your donations are going to a very good cause. And once I start getting nice, good income over on my other channel, I'm just doing $50 personal donations to Taki's dog shelter every month, just from my own personal whatever. I don't make money myself from my work. It just, the money I get to spend on personal comes from my husband. Thank God he's got a good job. But all my work money goes either back into my business or to my mom, or whatever else, if I have to replace a camera or something, which I'm saving for. So your donations definitely do help get me one step closer to all of the dreams I have for, it's weird because none of my dreams really are about me. They're about my mom, getting her situated, helping Taki's dog shelter. I guess one dream for myself would be to get that new camera so I don't have to use my webcam on my live streams. My other camera's having a major issue where no matter what I do, it gives me this right speed error. So yeah, I take it he's probably left the building and I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, Johnny, if you're still here and want to donate, let me know before I go. Otherwise, I do a lot of free content also on my other channel, Harmony Portal Tarot, in the description below. I've got an April pick a card. I've got a when will it happen? So if you want to know when something will happen, today's daily short message on my short section on that channel, linked in the description below, will give you an answer on when something will happen. I'll answer that over there. Lots and lots and lots and lots of free content on my other channel for you if you don't want to do a donation. Yeah, I'm always trying to give as much of myself as I can, but the energy exchange, there's something to be said. If you're always going to give it away for free, no one's ever going to pay and you're never going to get anywhere. That's how this matrix works. There's an energy exchange. So I got to get paid a little something sometimes. All right, here's our ad in 5 seconds, and I'll say goodbye right after that, okay? So I'll see you shortly, everybody. But for those of you that are hanging out still, I'm still seeing you. Take a drink. Yeah, time just flies here. Yep, that will be some change, right? Yep, you are going through some changes for sure. And some change as far as money, cash money. It's going to take some change to get that new camera and a new roof for my mom on the house or the trailer she wants to move into. Well, I guess they call it, my grandma always called it a trailer. It's a double wide. It's a double wide from 1977. Which is funny, my house that I'm living in right now was built in 1978, so like a year after. But my house is in much better condition than that trailer. That's for sure. All right, I think that's it. I think Johnny has left the building. So yeah, we're gonna go. I hope you all have a fabulous and wonderful weekend. You get everything done that you want to get done. You have that self-care time that you want to take. You do that fun trip that you want to take, those of you that are traveling this weekend, or just whatever it is you're wanting to do. If you just want to take some time to just veg and be a person, do it. Do what brings you joy, because that will beget more joy in your life. That's what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I have going on this weekend. So tonight, we have Boston's first basketball game on this new league he's on. So we've got that game tonight. But before that game starts, we have at Wrigley School, it's the sock hop. So we're celebrating in 1950s style with sock hop. There's going to be old-fashioned root beer floats and what else? Fun stuff. There's going to be popcorn and cotton candy and fun games and fun little like limbo and hula hoop contest and all sorts of fun things at the school tonight. So we're gonna do that. Oh, you were talking about your mom. Yeah, my mom. You said your mom, but you meant my mom. Yes. Yeah, that will be some change. And it'll be a big change for her to be able to move from that tiny camper into a bigger space. And it will take some change, cha-ching, cash money, to get that roof on there and get everything. She also needs to get it fenced for her dogs and stuff like that. Well, things like that money's going to add up. So we're going to continue to save and do all that fun stuff. Oh, she's off next week. Oh, must be spring break. We already did ours, which I'm kind of like, why can't we have spring break at least in April when there's better weather? We had decent-ish weather. I mean, if you want to consider 40 to 50 degree weather, it never reached 50. It was like probably 40 degrees when we were walking around that town of Butte. And I mean, the sun was out. That's all I cared about. I was happy. But yeah, we got that going on this weekend. And I have some critiques for my writing group I got to catch up on and read so I can actually give them some feedback on Sunday for my writing group. And I definitely have to do some filming for work, and I do want to declutter a couple areas in my office that have gotten a little out of hand. I'll just show you real quick. We got my card table right there. Look at the state of the card. That's where I film my pick of cards. It is so messy. Not to mention over there where I film a lot of my shorts content, and yeah, it's a lot. I try at least once a week to put everything back, all the cards back in their boxes, unless I know I'm going to be using it that week, and just try to get the clutter cleared, because I walk in here and I don't feel inspired when I just see everything laying out. It just bothers me. It looks kind of clean and clear here on the camera. I guess it's not too cluttered up, but Over there, we got clutter, clutter, clutter. Writing. Yeah, I got it back in writing as well. I can't wait for that. I'm excited actually. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 on my clock. So progress. I'm making steps back in the direction of my project. I'm exciting. Or I'm exciting. No, I'm excited, I should say. Or as Borat says, very excite. All right, you guys, I'm rambling. I always ramble at the time it's time to go, but I'm gonna go have some lunch. Don't know what I'm having yet. I guess I'll figure that out when I get there. And I hope you all have a blessed and lovely weekend. Go do something fun. Go do something to recharge yourself. And I will see you back here on Wednesday, hopefully. I don't see anything interfering, but very soon. Oh, one thing left. April, we start baseball, soccer, and of course, Boston's already in basketball as well. So both boys will each be in 2 sports at the same time. Basketball will end at the end of April, but baseball will continue all the way through June. So I am definitely moving Wednesdays, Woo Woo Wednesday evening live stream for those on the, where I'm at. It's evening for us. I'm going to be moving that to during the day on Wednesday from April 1st, most likely. I don't know. I'm gonna look at next week. I think we got practices and stuff, but if anything interferes next week, it'll definitely be starting next Wednesday, all the way through probably June, going into July-ish. It's kind of when I come back to the evening live stream, and it happens every spring, so this ain't no new thing. I always have to move that. So yeah, that's gonna be that. You have a wonderful weekend. I have a family coming over. Oh, tomorrow for lunch. How fun! We'll have a great time. Yeah, so Wednesday, Woo Woo Wednesday may be during the day if I have an interference with a practice or something with the boys' sports next week. But you will be the first to know. So I will check you then. All right, you guys, love you so much and have a blessed everything. All right, bye.